legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics.
Hey guys, this is Raka and welcome to the Streamer Reviews, where gaming streamers gonna review the best new gaming laptops in the market. And today we are looking at the Intel powered Asus ROG Zephyrus S17, a laptop which stands for its amazing multitasking capabilities. As a streamer, I need my system to stream, game, record all at the same time. Having tested it, I'm quite thrilled that this laptop can actually handle it. And if you're wondering how, it is all thanks to the 11th gen Intel Core i9 processor, which gives your laptop a desktop caliber performance. With 8 cores, 16 threads and Intel Turbo Boost Max technology 3.0, it is capable of running several tasks without worrying about bottlenecks. So multitasking also leads to some heating issues, but luckily the S17 has its active aerodynamic system plus, which improves the airflow and enables long hours of streaming while keeping it cool. While choosing for a laptop, I also look for fast connectivity options for my accessories such as Stream Deck and capture card. But thankfully, the S70's Intel Thunderbolt 4 is very sorted in this regard. This one port lets me connect to all my accessories easily thanks to its blazing fast bandwidth speed up to 40 Gbps. Overall, I think the Asus Zephyrus S17 is a great laptop for streamers, gamers, or anyone with the similar needs. So what are you waiting for? Bring yours home today.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to the LG Ultragear presents Tec Gauntlet Season 4, powered by Crucial, gaming partner Intel, and apparel partner 656. We are back yet again with another set of matches at the Gauntlet, and it's only getting bigger and better as the days pass by. I'm Universe, and with me I've got Crips, and we're going to take you through today's games, and the first one being a big one, Enigma against Galaxy Esports. Crips, what are your thoughts about this and how are you feeling?
Well, first of all, I do agree with you when you say that this is gonna get bigger and better as the days passed. And Universe, I miss you, man. It's been quite a lot of days, hasn't it? We had a long break in between, but we're back with all the action. And today we have some two really amazing matches for you guys. First of them being Enigma versus Galaxy Esports, and next is Exili versus Team Arrow. Um, let's be honest, all these teams are names that we've been hearing in not just the Gauntlet, but in a lot of other tournaments. And these guys have basically carved out a name for themselves as the best teams in all of South Asia. All of them
Yep.
except Galaxy Esports. These guys, on the other hand, they used to be called Flame On, by the way. And now,
Mhm.
throughout the middle of the season, these guys have found a new organization to represent. So, Galaxy Esports, they are now. Uh, Although I must say that even though the organization is new, the players in this team are quite experienced, quite old players. They've been a part of the Indian community for a long time. And we'll take a look at that in more detail when we get to the actual matchup.
Indeed, and we have to consider one thing, and that is Enigma Gaming's, overall stature right now in the Gauntlet, and not just the Gauntlet. I think pretty much across every single tournament, they have taken over the scene. They have become, the top dogs. That is undeniable. Uh, and I'm really, concerned about how Galaxy Esports are going to be playing today. But before we do go there, let's have a look at the MVP standings to see one man in particular who's going to be on the cards to be one of the best performers, and that is Rafuel, who is on the second position. He's got 118 kills, he's got 84 deaths, and he has a 303 ACS as well. This guy's absolutely, forgive me, 64 deaths, not 84. And him having almost 60 kills lesser than the next person on either side of him actually shows how much this guy has an effect on his team's performance, even though he's not really fragging out as much, right?
Yeah, all the frags that he does manage to get are impact frags. Now, like I said, it's the quality that matters, not the quantity. And the higher the quality you have, the more impact on the game you have. Of course, Rafuel, one of the best players in the country out there, as not just a duelist, but also as a person who can be a clutch player, who can be a lurker, a person in all sorts of situations. Another person that we'll be seeing today, but not in the first game, is going to be Sami from Excelia Esports. You'll be seeing him in the match in the evening. Not right
Mhm.
now. Right now, it's time for Rafuel to shine like the star he is.
Yep, and we do have one thing in particular to find out, and that is how the side of Galaxy Esports are going to be able to make their way onto the playoffs. By talking about which, let's move to the group standings and see where exactly they stand when they're heading up to go fight against Enigma. Because in particular, if you remember it, Enigma have had 0 losses so far. Galaxy Esports are right below them on the table, so this is a good chance for Galaxy Esports to settle into this group, and maybe this cause a difference between them and Exili, who by the way are at the exact same position as them in terms of points and matches won and lost. It only comes down to map differentials, round differentials, that is probably going to be separating them right now. But overall, I don't really think that Enigma are gonna have a problem as much, even if they lose this match. But I don't even see them losing this match. I think this is Galaxy's hill to climb, and I think Enigma's already sitting on top of it, waiting for the opponent to come to them rather than them taking the fight to the opponent.
Yeah, and it's a lot easier to shoot downhill than it is to shoot uphill, isn't it?
Yep.
Enigma Gaming have flawless matches in this entire league stage so far, and they haven't lost a single one. If they win this game, then they'll be up there with God Particles, being undefeated and having won half their matches, which means that no matter what happens throughout the rest of the season, this team will be safe and they will most definitely make it through to the playoffs. But Galaxy Esports are the ones who need to do a little bit of hard work and carve out a space for themselves so that they can actually make a difference between them and all the other teams that stand beneath their feet. Let's move on and let's take a greater look at these teams when we break down all the players and see who's good at what. First one on our list, obviously, is going to be the members of Team Enigma. We have Hika, RBK, Antidote, Rafuel, and Rexy. Now, Excali also plays for this team sometimes. I will we be seeing him today? I believe yes, he is indeed going to be playing today. So Rexy, RVK, Rafuel, Antidote, and Excali will be the ones playing this match. Hika is going to be sitting this one out.
Yeah, I think that since the addition of Excalibur to this roster, and of course YB coming in as the coach for Enigma, these guys have stepped up in a big way in the last couple of months, and the way that Antidote has come into himself as that IGL of a team that potentially could be the you know top team right now to take down Velocity and Global Esports as well. Their domination across the past couple of months has been, intense. We know that since the beginning of this game itself, Velocity and Global have had their names on top, and Enigma now look to make that their own. And not to forget that this team, now, when you compare the play styles between what they were and what they are right now, especially given that they've got YB as a coach, I think that he's been a very big influence in the way that this
Mhm.
team has progressed. From what we know the old roster to be when we had Badman, got Vexy still over here, which was a pretty great roster themselves as well. But now that they've got this, star-studded lineup, Raw Fuel becoming one of the best aimers across the well-known jets of our region with SK Rossi and Deathmaker, and pretty much this team has a amazing player in every single role. And I really hope that Galaxy Esports have some counter, because I think the biggest problem for them is going to be the player on the spotlight who's going to be coming up right now on our screens from Enigma Gaming, which I would have to believe should be Rexy. Okay, it is going to be Rexy, the backbone of the team, who I believe that Crips, you're very fond of, particularly because of his Sova plays and the way he controls the team's pace of the game.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned the pace of the game. This is a player who understands timing really well. Whether it's exploiting just that 1 second when your enemy is looking away, or making the enemy throw away the advantage by distracting him with the utility. Rexy's Sova play have been almost perfectly well timed every time. It's nothing about being flashy, nor is he a person who has too much influence when his team is making the rotations. But just by simply being there and providing valuable information to this team at the right time, this guy enables all his other players as well to perform really, really well. It's not just him. I mean, his ACS individually might be low, and even his stats might not be as impressive as those of the other people in the MVP standings, like let's say his own teammate Rafuel. But
Hmm?
this guy is. That's not his job. His job is not to be the flashy fragger. He's the backbone
They
of the team, like you said, and he protects them from all over the place.
Yeah, and you could see his stats. It was not that bad either. 87 kills, 53 deaths. And let me give you something very interesting about Enigma Gaming. They haven't let a single team score more than 7 rounds against them in
Oh,
all three
damn.
matches. So that's 6 maps where not a single game for the opponents has gone more than 7 rounds. If Galaxy are able to break that mark, well, good for them. They should look to win at least one map today. That would be their own or the opponents. We'll find out. But let's have a look at Galaxy Esports, ladies and gentlemen. A couple of players who we would know from a long time ago, who've been in other FPS shooters, and they have been, well, to be honest, individual players who've, come into their own into Valorant after quite a bit of time. I think that they took a little bit of time to settle into this game, and they are here now in the form of Galaxy Esports. And a couple of players in particular that I, remember watching way back when was Rossi, Lucia Paddocks, and of course Bondef, who's been, a long-standing player in the Valorant scene as well, especially with, playing almost every single season of the Gauntlet as well. This is a good squad that I think Crips might need a little bit more time to settle into the scene right now, because there's quite a few more hard hitters that have gone way past them, right?
Hard hitters, yes, sure, maybe. But I still think that the chemistry that these guys bring together is much more valuable than the hard hitting people out there who have that nutty aim. Sometimes you need
Yeah.
reliability, and the best way to rely on your teammates is to just keep playing with them for a long time. And these guys have known each other for donkey's years. I mean, they used to be
Mhm.
together in the CSGO days as well. In fact, it's a fun fact, Rossi and SK Rossi used to be in the same team at one point.
Yeah, I
Of course,
yeah,
that
I
was
remember
aeons and
that.
aeons ago. But again, from those days to the days that we have right now, where each of these players is a superstar in their own right, we have progressed quite a lot. And I would just love to see this team reach for even greater heights. And I think we
Yeah.
might just get to see that glimpse of that brilliance today.
Yeah, well, let's have a look at one person who might be shining across every single map that we do see, and that's going to be Bond F. The I would say he's like a multi-talented man. He plays the race, he plays the sky. I've seen him multiple times take on different roles for the team. He's like that, perfect, flexible guy that you need on a team that can play not just a secondary initiator, he can play a secondary duelist. If need be, he can even transition into the sentinel role, give him a chamber, and I think he's going to be just as good. And I think apart from the controller role, he's pretty much done anything and everything that the team requires. He's got a pretty, a decent stat line so far. It might be in the negatives, but barely. 131 kills and 137 deaths. Not that far away from the MVP players as well. But I think he is going to be a good asset for the team today as well, because we know that there are a couple of duelists on that team right now. Rossi, well, that man's just insane. Lucia also moves in and out, and that gives Bondef a little bit more flexibility in form of an initiator, and he tries to control the team in terms of utility more than his raw skill of aim. So let's find out how exactly it's going to go on today. It's a battle of the initiators across the spotlights, but there is one important thing that we got to have a look at first, and that is the maps that we're going to be playing on. So let's expect, I don't know, Ascent. Can we see it? Okay.
No, okay.
This is good. I like this.
Me too. I mean, we first start with the desert in Bind. Enigma Gaming have been known to exploit this map quite a lot, especially in the last few weeks. These guys have been using Bind like their bread and butter. And even Breeze is, I think, a really strong map for Enigma Gaming, but I guess Galaxy Esports must have been wise enough to not let them play that. The problem with Bind is when Enigma starts to play their defaults a bit too comfortably, the other team tends to get choked out. So all that Galaxy Esports need to do is make sure that they don't get too comfortable, keep them on their toes a little bit and Bind. But when it comes to Icebox and Haven, I really don't know what to expect from Galaxy Esports.
Yeah, I am actually, concerned. I think that I've seen Galaxy Esports pick the map of Icebox before. I think it was a one time, but they got beat very heavy. And it's been a very long time since then, and I hope that they've had time to improve. But I think that, they could have gone for a safer pick on Ascent, because I think Enigma, as good as they are, letting Bind go to Enigma, I think was a big mistake, because Bind is literally Enigma's home turf in every sense of the way. Finishing off with Haven, again, an Enigma map. I do not see this being at any point easy for Galaxy Esports. Icebox could be a debatable matter, but I still think it's a 55-45 thing even there, with Enigma taking up the the upper side of the odds. I'm just gonna have to wait and see, because what the compositions are going to be is also something that we're gonna have to be concerned about, because now that we know with the advent of Chamber coming in, Killjoy has been utilized a little bit more lesser on a lot of maps over here. Chamber's become a lot more of a semi-duelist and semi-sentinel sort of a playstyle kind of a thing, so that you have more firepower. You have basically two snipers in a couple of rounds at least, if not most of the rounds. And I'm very excited to find out what exactly Galaxy have in store for us, because I think we all know what Enigma are going to do. They're going to do their default, but do Galaxy have something in surprise for us?
Yeah, I would love to see some surprises from them as well. We know that these guys have Nutty Game for sure, but will we get to actually see that? Will we get to see them play aggressively and challenge Enigma on their own home turf? Or will they just wait like Enigma do and hope that one of the mistakes that Enigma continues to make up until this date, being a little too curious when they shouldn't be, will they make those mistakes again and punish them? I guess that's something that Galaxy Esports could look to exploit, but we will stop with the theory crafting and get into the actual game now. Agent selection should be up on your screens in just a little bit, ladies and gentlemen.
And here we go. We've already got them locking in their agents, and of course, like I said, Chamber going to be a very, very interesting pick, which I think is a given across multiple rosters now, just because of the possibility that he has. And Rossi going for Chamber is something that I did not expect. I really thought that he would be going either for that Reyna or Jet pick, but because we've got Bond F playing that Raze role, he's going to be having the responsibilities of the Sentinel plus the Sniper if need be, just because he's got that beautiful faster than the Jet dash teleport. And there is a single duelist set up for the side of Galaxy, while it's on the other side of things, we've got Excali and Raw Fuel doubling up with the Jet and the Race combo, as we all love to see. RVK is actually going for the Chamber, which is something that I don't think I'm used to seeing that yet. I'm usually so engrossed in watching RVK pick up the Viper here on this map, right? I think we've seen it multiple times. Viper on Bind is like an RVK thing, and him going for the Chamber could be, a difference that I'm excited to see, because I don't think we've seen RVK ever snipe, have we?
We've seen him snipe
Oh,
in a
never
couple
mind.
of.
Never
Oh,
mind.
no.
Never mind.
So he has played the chamber in a couple of maps. I've seen him play it on split, but yeah, like you said, I haven't seen him do that on bind. And most of the times, that double controller setup is kind of like a staple for all these teams these days. So that's why them going for the standard one initiator, one controller, one sentinel setup was a bit weird for me. They switched back to the double
Mhm.
controller anyway, but. The fact of the matter still is Enigma Gaming have the potential to be a lot faster and breakneck. When I say that, I mean that there are two characters over there which have supreme mobility, the Jet and the Raze. If all those characters can use the timing right, like I said during Rexy's segment as well, how his Sova plays are simply based on timing. If that is something that the Team Enigma can exploit, then these guys can get so deep inside enemy territory, Galaxy Esports will have literally no room left to breathe.
Yeah, that is true. And there is one thing though, it's Enigma Gaming that I've seen usually go for that double controller setup because they don't have a sentinel, right? They don't really have a sentinel. They rely on their Astra and Viper to portray that sentinel role just because of the utility that they have. So that's a lot of smokescreen and of course the variety that Astra provides with her utility kit as well to provide the slow down attack kind of utility as sentinels. Let's see if they work out in the defense though. For now, Enigma on the attack against Galaxy. Go up towards B long. Bondef already takes down two.
Oh
And
my
Paradox
God.
with the third as well. Enigma fall early.
My goodness, Galaxy Esports woke up and chose violence, committing so many players right outside of Long. The nade does get Excali one kill from beyond the grave, but that's pretty much it. Galaxy predict everything correctly. They force out the issue towards V Long, literally just forcing these guys to fight. They don't give no
Yeah.
quarters. They don't care about strats. We just want to fight.
Indeed. And that was a pretty quick round as well, given the pistol. Usually Enigma kind of take their time, but because they've got an explosive lineup, and I think that, Raw Fuel and Excali are such, outright fraggers, they wanted to go in for that fight themselves as well. But before they could even throw out a little bit of utility, let Rexy settle in with his recon and stuff, the fight was already taken and they had already lost 3 players. And here, Raw Fuel getting Bondef completely off guard, going for that ultimate orb, gets
Brave.
punished for it.
Yeah, that was too brave. Usually that ultimate orb grab technique is usually accompanied by either a smoke or maybe a recon dart. This time, nothing was that. Rexy using the shoulder peek to beat out Parallax's position, but does he know that there's a Sova also over here?
No,
He could get
I
double
don't think
peeked
so.
and he's not taking any risk. His teammates are just on the verge of exploding out of hookah. And if they can somehow smoke off Rossi, then this crunch is going to be perfect.
look at that.
But he sees a pixel
Oh.
and the headhunter delivers the frag. 1 pixel is all he sees, all he needs, but still a 4v4 kind of puts pressure on Galaxy's shoulders. The rotation is just about unfortunate, and both of them have been dealt with. The 2 remaining defenders are nowhere close to provide backup, and this side is theirs.
Yeah, indeed. 4 versus 2. I do not see Galaxy Esports getting out of this easy. Lucia might have a Spectre to work with, but he's going to be going down to Excali Sheriff. And Rossi, 6 bullets left in his headhunter. And the teleport as well. He's being hunted. He's been spotted. And he is going to be killed. That is going to be Enigma heading back immediately with a beautiful semi-buy thrifty round of sorts. With Raw Fuel's Marshall singing for 2 kills and the remaining players just on the back of their sheriffs and pistols make it work. 1-1, and now the fight begins, and Galaxy Esports, well, they're on an eco.
Galaxy must be left scratching their heads. I mean, consider this. In the pistol, when both the teams have equal amount of weaponry, these guys decide to fight out towards B long. But then in the next round, when Enigma know for a fact that they have weaker weaponry, still go to fight. I mean, Galaxy expected that because they have weaker weapons, they probably will not force the issue so much, but Enigma completely turned that around on their heads. They forced the issue towards Hookah and Crunch successfully once again getting success in the same region. And he's still relentless, still pushing out, doesn't care about reloading. His Sheriff is enough.
Okay.
And more than that. He delivers above and beyond expectations, single-handedly liberating all of Hookah. And Enigma RBK also now shining in. Consolation frags for Lucia available, but will be denied that as well. What a round.
Yep. Excali's absolute brute force towards Hookah gets him 2 kills, and then a third followed up towards the defender side spawn. And Enigma take back the lead comfortably. Galaxy Esports will have a buy coming in this round. A full set of Vandals and one Phantom on Paradox with the half armor. But now it is Enigma playing on the bonus.
You have to respect the bloodlust that Excali possesses. He sees
Yeah.
two people, he still pushes them, knowing full well that he can get double peaked, knowing that he has the disadvantage. But because he has the Spectre, he's confident, running, gunning, spraying. But then he runs out of bullets, and any sane man in his shoes would have probably fallen back, taken a chill pill, would have been like, yeah, I got one kill, why not? Get away with this advantage, retain the numbers when we still have them. But no, not this guy. Doesn't even reload. Straight up satchels and goes in with the Sheriff. And after he killed the Astra, still did not reload. Just went in, continued shooting the guy on CT like an absolute madman. You have to respect the sheer cojones it takes to pull off plays like those. Oh
That's
my
true.
god, that's a
Again.
big combo. Gravity Well,
Oh.
along with the paint shells, definitely kills Paradox. No way he could have escaped.
Yeah, Bondef will trade back immediately though, and he almost gets killed over there, but gets saved thanks to his own boombot. Rossi will find AVK on the side of the map, while Raw Fuel is causing damage, and Antidote triples up on it. 1 versus 3, Lucia can do nothing but just walk through the smoke and hope to not die. But Antidote sprays him down like as if he knew where exactly he's been standing. And Enigma, the minute they lost that pistol, they immediately hit back and they've not stopped. Momentum going on good for them in the first couple of rounds. And yet again, Galaxy Esports on the back foot with Stinger, Spectre, and pistols to work with.
Okay, I think I know what Galaxy is going to do this round. They've switched things up, making that Sova play on the B side instead of his usual position on A. I think what they're going to do is play a little aggressively towards B, because Excali has a nice set of utilities to clear this up. His boombot clears the close corner that the Astra is holding right now, that you see that person holding. And the other side will be, you know, cleared out by the paint shells and in combination with the gravity well. That's how Paradox was killed in the last round, you know? Gravity well plus paint shell combination. And if Excali keeps on doing that again and again, they will sure shot clear hookah every time, unless this area gets stacked and gets pushed down.
Oh, look at this
like
push.
it's happening right now. Antidote's prepared for it. Is he though? There's everything coming his way. Myriad of utility.
Wow.
The bombs, the shock darts, but he still gets at least one kill before he falls down. Still passing on the information that there's 2 players in the region. RVK now finishes what Antidote started, but Bondiv shuts him down for now. Can he pull this off?
Well, seems like a difficult task with 2 sheriffs. One of them has already been taken away. Rossi is put to rest as Bondef will jump down looking under him. But all he needs to worry about is what's in front of him. 4th round for Enigma comes up. They look very, very comfortable already. And Galaxy Esports are struggling to find themselves a groove to work with. It's kind of seeming like, you know, they're constantly trying to put their forces on towards the B side. Because we've seen them on multiple rounds where they've committed 3 players, right? The Sova towards Long, the Astra and the race towards Hookah. And they try to double up and they try to work it out. But Enigma don't really care. They're like, we don't care whether you've got 3 players here or 4. We will hit you right where it hurts. And Excali, every time annoying them with that boombot and utility towards Hookah, always gives them a sense of, confusion that whether or not he's going to come here. We need to be careful. A grenade could come. This could happen.
Yeah. And that forces them to keep changing their setups every time. I mean, look at this. This time, the Raze is not even playing in this region. They've put the Viper on Hookah. And these kind of changes make sure that Galaxy Esports always are on their feet, never letting them get too comfortable. The Chamber teleporting back towards U-Halls, just in time for this impending push that Enigma has coming. But here come the big guns. Showstopper popped and Excali blows up Rossi. Rafiel also dashed inside, but maybe that Showstopper can deter them from coming through. It doesn't. What on earth?
How did he
Rexy still
survive
gets that frag.
How did Rexy survive that? And he's still alive with very much more than half HP to his name. But this round is done and dusted. It doesn't matter. Antidote, beautiful awareness over there. Knows that Lucy is going to be coming on the backstab. They don't even need a sentinel. They've got Antidote to take care of it. RVK with the last kill. And Galaxy Esports have absolutely no answer to anything that Enigma are doing. Setup changes, positional changes, utility usage. Nothing seems to be working for them and they need to come up with a plan. And it looks like they might just do it this time. 4 people stacking on B now, Crips.
Oh my god.
This is a do or die measure that they're going with. But I don't think that Enigma are interested in going towards B, because I think that poor little Bondef is going to be facing the wrath of Excali and Roffuel alone at A.
No, not just Dexcali and Raw Fuel. Probably the entirety of Enigma if they decide to go for a fast-paced approach. But they're taking the sweet time. You know, standard measures of using the Sova utility first, clearing out everything. They've only spotted one player over here, and they know for the fact that he can't contest the site. So they might as well just go for the spike plant. They are safe to do so.
Yep, they are. They found the site, and even though the rotations have come in, this is a 5v5 right now. A little bit doable for Galaxy Esports if they find one kill, and this makes it a little bit more difficult. Raw Fuel with the judge finds two, Paradox with another. It's still a 3v3. Weapons retrieved. Doable for Paradox if he finds one kill, but he's down to 1 HP. Crawling in towards U-Haul, and all alone now to face off RVK's Rat in that poison cloud. What can he do?
Paradox might as well have just found the timing. Knows he's got Rexy isolated and backup is far away. They finally double peek him at the same time. I have to point out that this is the interesting thing that we've seen Enigma do only in the last month. The first time that they went for a Viper Spit in this position was in their VCC qualifiers. That was the only time we've seen them pull off moves where instead of just planting Spike at default and playing post-plant positions and, you know, blocking off lines of sight with all the Astra and the Viper utility, they instead take U-Haul control and then force the fight towards the CT entrance. What this forces Galaxy Esports to do is go for wraparounds from maybe a shot or something like that, and they haven't been doing it, so there's no way they can contest it.
Indeed. And here's Excali going yet again to try and find some success towards Zuka, while Rossi, all alone, taking damage and making himself unavailable for this round in terms of any sort of contributions. And there's a Hunter's Fury coming in to try and work, and the follow-up also comes in from both sides. Antidote and Paradox will face off each other. Antidote wins that. Bondef not checked at all. Will take down another. This might just be the first round after ages to come back for the side of Galaxy Esports. But just as I say that, they've already lost another player. 2 versus 3. Lost is completely unaware of where anybody could be, but he's checking every single corner, and now he's seen Zofuel smoke. Just to maybe go through it. Oh, he will find the timing! Yes, he will get the kill. Struggles a little bit, but still getting it. Rexy will trade back, and now it's again on to Lucia to clutch this one out. Sound being given away, and kill being given away as well. Enigma absolutely untouched right now.
Oof. But they did bleed. They definitely did bleed this round.
Yeah,
both those Sovas committing the Hunter's Fury, causing some chaos in both the enemy camps. Although I must say that the Hunter's Fury is probably not the most impactful thing that happened in this round. The most impactful thing was the fact that Raw Fuel was able to get towards the entrance of that B site, clearing out the entire region. And even when he did die, at least he gave away the information to his team that nobody else is present, and this Sova in the form of Lost is all alone and lost over here. Go ahead, trade him out. Isolating those 1v1 duels is something that Enigma has been excelling at. Oh, I can see what he tried to do. Trying to take that angle on top of the box, hoping that the players who are the holding judges will be dealt with, but Excali pre-fires. And the other guy gets revealed! What a valuable recon dart. Paradox dies simply because of getting revealed through that. Antidote also following up really well. And this round seems like it belongs to Enigma already. They don't even need to plant the spike.
Amazing. Enigma at the best of their abilities right now. Completely uncontested in this first half of Bind, and showing why this is their home map. But there is one thing that we do have to consider though. Even though there is a sentinel on the defensive side, that is Chamber, and Rossi is playing that, it doesn't really feel like it's actually being held by a sentinel, is it? Because Enigma is not being slowed in any form or way. They're not being stopped by any sort of utility. Galaxy Esports are actually taking first aim fights, then using utility.
Yeah, and it's not like Enigma wants to play it very quickly either. So
this is what I was talking about.
Yeah, that's just sad. I mean, you can't clear out both those angles. You need to have your teammates with you. Either way, Bondef also playing all by himself over here. Very likely to get traded out. I don't think he survives this encounter. One person distracts him, the other person kills him. it's looking very disjointed and very convoluted. Galaxy Esports, you're right. They're taking aim duels first and then using utility, but sometimes they don't even survive long enough to use that utility.
Actually, yeah, that was going to be my next statement, that these guys have got good aim, but they need to realize the importance of their utility here. Because Enigma, you can see how beautiful they are. They do not go anywhere without a recon, without a drone, or even without any sort of, the boombot, for example, or Excali himself running in and his teammates following up with that.
Yeah,
It's just great harmony.
exactly. And every time Excali, you might see that he's going all by himself towards hookah, but you gotta realize that he's using all his utility to clear the angles, and even the gravity wells from Antidote are helping out Excali clear out those angles.
Yep.
So he doesn't fully take a aim duel all by himself, with like Lucia's about to do right now, and he's trapped. He can escape using the green toxin screen, and he's got a kill too. I think this should be more than enough for Galaxy Esports. I mean, this is the first time they've been able to get an early pick and live long enough to not have the man advantage neutralized. Oh, another one.
He saw the timing on the RVK. I think he saw his shoulder, but here's Lucia getting a little too aggressive for his own good, and there's Bondef with another, follows up with 2. It's a 2 versus 3. For the first time, the defenders have an advantage, but immediately as I say that, Rexy will take it back. 2 versus 2 now. Both the Astros have their cosmic device to work with, but the thing is that Galaxy don't really have weapons that's going to help them.
Yeah, but they do have Rossi in short, so maybe that could help. They have never been in an aggressive position like this. This is the first time that Galaxy Racer have been able to successfully wrap around from a shot. The thing that I mentioned like a couple of rounds ago, they finally did it, but is that going to be enough?
Well, let's find out. Antidote is gonna try and work things over for himself. Throws down the cosmic divide. That's a good one. Allows him to get the spike planter without being spammed upon from either direction. Oh no, he doesn't get the spike down, and he will be pulled into the open, and he will be killed in the open. Unfortunate. Oh man, Antidote probably could have clustered around out and had a highlight reel for himself in a 1v2, but unfortunately, removing his finger off of the key, maybe just a couple of milliseconds away, causes him to lose the round. 9-2, and this is the first time that Galaxy Esports have won a round after that pistol. That also was kind of like, I would say a little bit luck-based, just because Rossi had good positioning.
Yeah, I mean, Android could have easily clutched that out. Consider this. Both the remaining players of Galaxy Esports had no trading potential because of that ultimate. So, yeah, he could have isolated those 1v1s. And RVK does that. Exactly. Isolating 1v1s, Bondef comes through with the trade, but it's a bit late. Still, no problem. Excali bulldozing his way through, and now he's got the ultimate too, forcing everyone else to move into U-Hall, where Bondef is lying in wait. He's got the reverse Hunter's Fury as well, coming through, clearing out U-Hall, making sure that nobody is present. But Rossi once again towards shot. The second time in a row he manages to get into this position, and it's so valuable.
Indeed, but the plant has gone past, and there's raw fuel missing his shots, but Rossi's bullets get over. That is the most unfortunate thing I've seen, but Lost will trade him back. Rexy's position is not revealed. He will not be detected by the recon, but he's still in showers, and Lost has no idea about this. Rexy playing the mind games, and he is, like I said, the backbone of the team. Doesn't even need to peek out anymore. He knows that the spike's not being defused, and Lost, completely lost about the positioning about his opponent, is gonna have to try and make this defuse happen. A battle of shot darts over here, and there's nothing Galaxy can do. Rexy playing the mind games wins the 10th for Enigma.
Oh, well played, Rexy. Well played. Truly displaying the patience and the arrogance of a server main. Not peeking at all, man. You have to respect Rexy for calling that bluff. Knows for a fact that he just simply won't stick it. 10-2. I mean, I don't even see any scope of superstition in this thing coming in. Only Bondef is the person with more than 10 kills on Galaxy Esports. Everyone else having 6 kills or less. Whereas on the other side, Enigma, there's only one person who's still on single digits.
Yeah, and that's Rexy with 9. So he's, 3 more kills, he's going to be just as much as Bondef. But this is their chance to try and turn things around. They have, the side of Enigma having no sentinels, and that is one thing that they could capitalize upon. But if utility like this keeps dropping on their face and slows their push down, because you can see it right now, Crips, Galaxy are actually not as confident as Enigma. They're playing slow, they're trying to clear corners, which is a good thing. But if you don't have somebody who's going to be far-fletched out to go and get those fights in, now look at Enigma with those backstabs. The confidence that they come in with is brilliant. Rossi will get the first frag though, as Enigma wait for that backstab patiently to come in, and Excali will redeem this round for his team. Gets two, Antidote with the third, Rexy with the fourth, and Bondef is left all alone yet again, and he will be silenced as well. 11-2, and Enigma cannot be stopped anymore.
Not at all. The backstab from Enigma came in so quickly, and even though Rossi had placed down his abilities over there to detect the backstab, it did not work. I mean, sure, you can get the information that there is a backstab coming, but then what are you going to do about it? There's no way that Galaxy Esports at that position can stop, deal with the backstab, deal with the simultaneous pressure on the front lines, and get out of that sandwich that they were inside.
Yeah. It was just, you know, that's kind of that's the one thing with Chamber's utility. You can easily just get out of it if you get one smoke or one, you know, I don't know, Neon's wall or something. But here's a very aggressive fight towards B long. Enigma's favorite position at times, Rovio's favorite position at multiple times. He has a spike in his view, and he's got lost on the other end as well. It's a 4 versus 2, which he doesn't really need to put his pressure on much.
Oh, survives. Really thought that shot out would have been the death of him. But Spike not being picked up kind of tells him everything they need to know. Now you've also got the Raze pushing out of the hookah region. Lost trying to isolate the 1v1s, but Rexy is just a bit too agile, a bit too healthy for his good. Excali, is he literally showing him his bum?
He's BMing right now. Rexy will go down to Lucia, as Lucia is surrounded by every single corner. RVK comes in, gets him a little bit of a body damage. 26 HP on the man, and he is killed by his twin sister on the opponent's side. 12-2, and yeah, well, Icebox, here we come.
Straight up from the deserts to the tundra. That was a quick one.
How long has it been since we started, Crips? Like 25 minutes, I guess?
I don't know, man. I've been trying not to keep track of time. I've been away from Valorant for a long time, so I'm just trying to cherish every moment over here.
Fair enough. That's fair. I mean, I think that Enigma cherishing this moment as much as Excali especially, you know, showcasing Raze's anatomy. But hey, ouch. Everybody's got something. Okay, Bondef exacts revenge by getting Rovio's kill, and here, okay.
See, that's the kind of stuff that makes you wonder, how do you deal with a person like that?
Yeah, I mean, there's some ways to go around it. That's kind of, you know, be aggressive onto their own front. Maybe try and give them a taste of their own medicine, but...
Chill, bro. That was a rhetorical question.
Yeah, but, you know, I'm just trying to give something that Galaxy Esports could stand upon in terms of how they can face Excali, but...
In a, you know, a little glimmer of hope. Rexy does have a little spark in his eyes, but Parok snuffs it out. Still keeping his team alive. Keep in mind that Rossi is not moving. I do believe that he's probably had a disconnection issue. Even with that, it's a 3v2. So I think they can still win this. And Lucia has already sneaked up towards the entrance of A side. The only problem is Antidote's still present over here. And Antidote doesn't know that the other side has already taken space over here. Even Lucia has no idea, and that's exactly what I was worried about. Antidote might not have killed the first initiator, but he kills the person who has the most value, and that's the spike carrier. Once again, Excali shooting down the person who's carrying the spike. It's cursed. If you touch it, you're gonna die. Lucia trying to capitalize on his undetected position, but time is running out, and so are the health points.
Yeah, and it's over. It's just one last man left. Excali, he just surrenders himself to God, as Enigma have just done about enough. What a game from Enigma this has been. Absolutely. It almost looked like it was effortless at one point, right? Because of the way that these guys were playing. 13-2. And unfortunately, Rossi had disconnected in the end. But my word, what a dominance from Enigma. It looks like they have absolutely no remorse whatsoever. They will absolutely hit you in the face and laugh about it as well. That's the kind of player they are.
Well,
And
that's just Excali. I mean, everyone else in Enigma was still playing in a very disciplined fashion.
yeah, they most certainly were. I think that there were multiple scenarios where Galaxy Esports, even in the last round, they were 3 versus 2, but you could see that how hesitantly they were moving into the A side. Lucia to walk in. He was afraid that Antidote could be anywhere because they still hadn't spotted him. They knew that Excali was still on B. It would be a 1v3 on the A side, but they still were so cautious about it. And I think that was a little too much respect given out to Enigma. And I think that kind of, threw their balance off. And Enigma just loved that confidence space that they gained, and they surrounded them across every single angle. Let's go to the match highlights and have a look at Bind again, ladies and gentlemen, which was Enigma's pick, and clearly Enigma's dominant performance yet again.
I mean, sure, we saw some amazing moments from Excali, but I have to point out something. Even though this clip right here seems a bit too over the top, I mean, he doesn't even reload his Spectre, doesn't even reload the Sheriff, just straight up goes ahead and kills 3 people. While it looks like a great clip where Excalibur is showing off his individual prowess, you have to consider that he got so much backup. Like the paint shells along with the gravity well really made the Astra towards this box low on health. The boombot cleared out the other angle. The other regions that they were being forced to fight in, like such as this entrance towards the B side on CT, that had been smoked off. 1 pixel is visible, and Excalibur shoots that off as well. So in those situations, you have to notice how much utility Enigma Gaming are using to pick up fights and pick up information. But like you said, Galaxy Esports were not doing any of that in the first half.
Yeah, they were just going out in the blind. They were going out in the open, and they were trying to take the fights straight up without having any sort of utility backup. They had players backing them up. That I will agree. Right? They were pushing up 2 together at times, but even then, there were such timing differences between 2 people picking on 2 angles, which was actually not covered. Because we've seen those multiple pushes towards A shot, which Rossi did as well, right? And he was supported from a teammate on the left side, but because he had to go to a point where he was exposed by both angles, far off wide, like the 90-degree angle completely where the wall was absent, he had no cover, and he was caught off guard. And that was multiple times, because he could have placed a trap on one side and gone to the other. He could have used his teleport, which he could have immediately pressed upon the minute he got hit by a bullet. But none of that actually happened. They were trying to take aim duels straight up, which Enigma completely dismantled thanks to their utility as well as their combined with their aim. So this was just, a textbook Valorant game from the boys in pink and black. And yeah, well, that's the story of Bind, ladies and gentlemen. Got over pretty quickly, but I hope that it's not going to be the case when it comes to the map of Icebox, because this is picked by Galaxy Esports Clips. What do you think, what we can expect? Do you think it's going to be a similar story again?
I think the boys in black and pink are going to beat the Galaxy boys black and blue.
Well, as much as that might be it, I think that they're going to need a little bit of an upgrade, if at all they don't have it. The boys of Galaxy Esports need to go get that Intel processor, all the Intel products, best gaming value to deliver us the best gaming experience. And of course, don't forget, hashtag Game with Intel. Go ahead and get your upgrade. It's down in the description below, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes. The TC Gauntlet Season 4 is not yet done.
From the legends of memory and storage, Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products, precision engineered for speed and stability. Crucial Ballistics.
Hi guys, this is Zaya and welcome to Streamer Reviews, where gaming streamers review the best new gaming laptops. Gamers are an impatient bunch, and I've got a laptop just for you. Let's look at the top 3 reasons why the Acer Predator Helios 300 is perfect for the impatient gamer. Number 1. Its 11th Gen Intel Core i7 processor, which brings out the potential of the GPU's high-speed GDDR6 memory to ensure faster experience with higher frame rates and lower latency. Gamers hate long load times. That's why our second reason is the Helios 300's 2TB PCIe SSD. The SSD operates at PCIe Gen 4 speeds, giving you incredible read-write speeds for a faster response time. If all this wasn't enough, check out reason number 3. The 5th Gen Aeroblade 3D technology plus Vortex Flow, which lets you say goodbye to heating issues. Shout out to the Predator Sense dashboard, which lets you monitor your system, overclock, and customize everything instantly from one place. I think it's clear that this system is geared for super fast results. Get your Acer Helios 300 powered by 11th Gen Intel Core processor now.
From the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics.
Hey guys, I'm Ankita. Welcome to Streamer Reviews, the place where you can watch gamers review the best new gaming laptops in the market. Gamers love exploring the vivid detailing of their favorite games. This demands a system that can support their immersive experience. So, we'll be checking out the Intel-powered Lenovo Legion 5, a laptop with features that let you dive into the exciting world of gaming. One of the most important aspects of the Lenovo Legion 5 is its 11th Gen Intel Core i7 processor, with a base clock speed of 2.3 GHz up to 4.6 GHz turbo. It flaunts 8 cores, 16 threads and 24 MB cache. The Legion 5 lets you untether your gaming experience with Intel Wi-Fi 6, ensuring you can enjoy your favorite games wherever you like. Play on the go with up to 75% less latency. The Lenovo Legion AI engine optimizes performance automatically to any of the top 16 AAA games you're playing, with auto detection dynamically allocating CPU and GPU usage accordingly to get up to 15% more FPS. Speaking of senses, there's another sense that's also important for an immersive experience: sound. Thankfully, the Legion 5 has this covered as well. A pair of stereo speakers enabled with dynamic audio gives you an immersive 3D audio experience. Why wait? Get your own Lenovo Legion 5 and dive into the world of gaming today.
From the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics.
I'm Ankita. Welcome to Streamer Reviews, the place where you can watch gamers review the best new gaming laptops in the market. Gamers love exploring the vivid detailing of their favorite games. This demands a system that can support their immersive experience. So, we'll be checking out the Intel-powered Lenovo Legion 5, a laptop with features that let you dive into the exciting world of gaming. One of the most important aspects of the Lenovo Legion 5 is its 11th Gen Intel Core i7 processor, with a base clock speed of 2.3 GHz up to 4.6 GHz turbo. It flaunts 8 cores, 16 threads and 24 MB cache. The Legion 5 lets you untether your gaming experience with Intel Wi-Fi 6, ensuring you can enjoy your favorite games wherever you like. Play on the go with up to 75% less latency. The Lenovo Legion AI engine optimizes performance automatically to any of the top 16 AAA games you're playing, with auto detection dynamically allocating CPU and GPU usage accordingly to get up to 15% more FPS. Speaking of senses, there's another sense that's also important for an immersive experience: sound. Thankfully, the Legion 5 has this covered as well. A pair of stereo speakers enabled with dynamic audio gives you an immersive 3D audio experience. Why wait? Get your own Lenovo Legion 5 and dive into the world of gaming today.
Hey guys, welcome back to LG Ultragear presents Tec Gauntlet Season 4, powered by Crucial. Our gaming partner is Intel, and our apparel partner is 656. This is going to be an energetic game, so if you're running low on energy, go ahead and scan that QR code to get yourself a Red Bull can. We are halfway through Enigma Gaming versus Galaxy Esports, and the first map went splendidly for Enigma Gaming. They were able to win without even breaking a sweat, and that was Bind. Now we're going to head into the cold, icy depths of Icebox, and I wonder what the team of Galaxy Esports can pull off over here. They were seeming very uncomfortable on the side of Bind. I mean, not using any utility properly, picking up duels, and not even backing away when the time was right. If that's the way they're going to play Icebox, things are starting to look really, really dicey.
Yeah, they are. I'm pretty sure that Galaxy Esports will have some sort of a plan, having chosen Icebox as their map. But after getting a beating like that on Enigma, against Enigma on Bind, I'm not quite sure if their spirits are that quite lifted to, take them on Icebox, because I think that they will have a similar sort of strategy here as well. I think it's kind of inbred into them until they have some time to, move into the game a little bit more in terms of how they utilize the utility and, the composition wise. But I think that as long as they rely more on their aim duels than their utility, they are not going to have as much success as they would expect or they would want to have. So I'm a little worried right now whether or not we're going to be seeing Haven. It looks very far off into the horizon right now. Haven probably never even going to take the first step towards it if Enigma deem it so. But hey, let's find out, ladies and gentlemen. Enigma are going to be facing off against the side of Galaxy on the map of Icebox. And here comes the agent selection, which I hope is going to be a good one for Galaxy, because they need a good lineup. We all know the default setup on Icebox, right? It's either the double duelist or the single duelist, but you always have these three. What we can see have just been locked. The Sage locked by Bondef, Lucia with the Viper, yet again, and lost with the Sova.
Now, usually we see either a Killjoy being picked up over here, or as of recently, RVK has been picking up the Chamber on Icebox. This time he still sticks to his regular Viper, so that's fair. But sometimes we see people swapping out the Killjoy in place of a Chamber or something like that. I don't think that's going to be something we'll see from the side of Galaxy Esports. Rossi will pick the Jet. Paradox has picked up the Reyna instead, so a double duelist setup.
Yep.
No Sentinels available except for the Sage, which doesn't even count as that big of a Sentinel in the first place. But
Oh, it's the same thing.
Excali picking up the Reyna as well. All right then. None of them are picking up the Killjoy, actually. I mean, we've seen Enigma ditch the Killjoy completely over the last few times that we've seen them play Icebox, but not always the big Reyna. We've seen them experiment with other characters as well, but both the sides having identical lineups. I want to see if the playstyle is identical too.
Yeah, I have to expect the same as well. In terms of lineups, I think that these guys are doing, justice to what we would expect them to do, because we all know that Excali want to play that explosive Reyna role, or even, you've seen a couple of times even Raze being picked up on the map of Icebox as well. But today, it's not going to be the case. It's the exact same lineup. No Killjoy, no Chamber. It's going to be the Sentinel. It's going to be the exact same battle on both sides. The only thing I'm worried about, though, is Galaxy Esports' defense. How exactly have they prepared for it? What do they have in mind? How are they looking to play this one out in the open? Because yet again, if they go with those aim duels, it's not going to work out for them. But there is one thing, though. They are starting on defense. On an Icebox, I always prefer to start on the defense than the attack. So it's kind of surprising that Enigma actually chose to go on the attack, given that this is Galaxy's pick. Let's find out what they've got. Here's the first round coming up, pistol round for the side of Galaxy on defense.
They're already playing it like they want to pick up the fights. Lucia winning off the initial duels. Excali following right back, and the flurry of trades swing in the favor of Enigma Gaming, as now they've gotten all they need to its TA side. But that's not even where the spike is headed. And while I say this, take a look at where RVK is. He's sneaked in towards oranges. He can gather so much information. The spike now starting to swing towards the B side. There's only one person who can stop this, and that's going to be the Viper from the side of Galaxy. That's Lucia. But once he spots out RVK over there, his now focus is going to be diverted towards Rexy. Oh, 1 feet. And that's all he needs. Amazing stuff by Loss, as well as he doesn't really let RVK put up much of a fight. But Rexy gets taken down by Bond if he's coming in from oranges. No spike planting area available. No region safe. Galaxy hold on to the storm.
Well, a good first round, which could have gone awry a little bit early itself towards the A side when there were so many trades going back and forth. Excali could have alone taken down a couple of players himself, but because Galaxy were trading off of each other, it was a good thing. And now Enigma, yet again, on a situation which they found themselves to win in the last map, by the way. Raw Fuel with that Marshall and a couple of Sheriffs that allowed them to start that dominating run in that first half. Yet again, they tried towards Icebox. Rossi, though, will shut down Excali. And here's Paradox in a very good position right now. Takes down Antidote, and he will be able to run away from here. And Galaxy hold on to their lead. Hopefully, at least for now.
Spike spotted as well. Will they pursue it? Continue holding on what they're doing right now. Rexy trapped in a corner. Back against the wall, pinned down, but somehow still alive as Rossi whiffs a couple of shots, but I think he's going to be able to make it back. Rexy does somehow retaliate, but that's all she wrote for him as Rafi stands on a near impossible mission. Hitting some near impossible shots, doing much more than what was expected of him. And with this, he's kind of balled it down to a 1v1 because this Sova is as good as dead. He's got 1 bullet worth of HP left. And it's just Paradox who can save the round. He started off by swinging towards the end of the zipline, but he will end it with nice and safe numbers still behind them.
Oof, that got a little scary for the side of Galaxy Esports in that last couple of seconds of that round. Raw Fuel pulling out 2 kills out of completely nothing and damaging the economy of the defense. That's a good thing because that's what they wanted. They just wanted to drop as many weapons as possible, and now Enigma have got everything that they need to start off their winning ways. Vandals across every single one of them. They've got a utility, even though 4 of them are playing on half armor, by the way. It's still a good matchup against Galaxy Esports, who have just 2 Spectres and 3 Sheriffs to work with.
Oh, and what's that with compared to the mighty rifle
Ooh.
that Enigma possesses? RVK picking off early kills, and Excali also getting 1 kill, but them being traded off immediately. And while he puts the pressure towards the A side, RVK is liberating it on mid. Lakhs has the opportunity to steal one of those rifles back, but does he know that the remaining players of Enigma are already inside? The sound of the wall being popped might have given him the idea, but he doesn't expect the angle.
That is the cheekiest angle I've seen in the kitchen area when the wall's gone up like that. How do you even think that somebody's going to be sitting up in that kind of an angle?
Yeah, and it's such a weird angle to check as well. You can't flick like vertically. It's just so difficult to do so, given the structure of the human hand. But with Lost getting at least 1 Mandel back, he can probably save this. I mean, his team is going to have a bye in the next round anyway, so not that it matters all that much, but every little penny that you save is 1 step closer to victory. Especially when they've got the first 2 rounds. They can afford to concede this round to Enigma Gaming. This was supposed to be their bonus anyway, and if they can walk away with the bonus weapons, better ones, I think that would be a big win. Maybe get some exit frags too.
Yeah, and he's got utility and armor as well, so he doesn't even need to buy anything for himself. He can even invest in, giving his teammates a drop if need be, because, but that's not going to be the case because they all have money to buy in.
They can even afford ops.
Yep, that is very true, but I don't think they're going for an operator right now, or are they? Paradox seems to have unbought, Okay, what am I saying? Unbought is unbought. I don't think unbought.
Sold it back.
Sold it. Forgive me. My God, forgive me. Rossi has his operator in his hands, and Paradox is going to be doing the favor to him by dropping it to him. And now, this is a round that Galaxy Esports will be looking to win and stop Enigma in their tracks as soon as they possibly can. B side looking very heavy contentious, but look at Excali. What a shot by Excali, completely touched him down. And Lucius here trying to do damage control. While he gets 1, he's not going to get more. And just like that, Enigma have the B side in control, except for Lost being on towards a snowman position, who is yet to be detected.
And Excali crouch peeking an op and still getting away with it is something I will never understand. I've seen people out-duel an operator when they wide swing, but never in a crouch peek. Like, that's just unheard of. Lost is trying to deal utility damage and hoping that a shot lands in the dark, but it's Valorant who's actually creating all the impact frags. He's liberated the lurker, which means now they can start to focus towards all the people who are holding yellow, and Raw Fuel faces the exact same thing which happened to his fellow Opper at the start of the round. Tit for tat, and Excali needs to be the rat behind this yellow box, chewing away at their defenses, nibbling through bit by bit, but Paradox swallows him whole, and that's the round taken by Galaxy Esports.
Beautiful, beautiful stuff from Galaxy Esports here. A good start for them considering what happened in the previous map. And the 3-1 lead is exactly what they needed. They needed to win this round, and they've got a good setup of economy as well on the back of it. They're going to be throwing the side of Enigma into a little bit of a drain in terms of money. They will be able to buy in. They do have money to buy in Enigma, but the choice of buying, and considering that if they lose this, they might have to go away another round, is a question in the air. But it looks like they're forcing in here. Raw Fuel probably going to be playing on his knives while he drops a weapon to one of his teammates. An important round for Enigma here. They lose this, they give away another one, and that's going to be a 5-1 lead, which they have to recover from.
Ouch, now that's a big one. Enigma Gaming probably had the perfect start to this map, but now it seems like Galaxy Esports are giving them a run for their money. Speaking of money, both the teams have equivalent amounts, so this could be the round that decides who has the momentum in the first half. Still some angles unchecked. More particularly that Sage on top, and Paradox getting a kill through that toxic cloud. That's amazing. Excali on top of 410, still keeping things competitive, but Rossi, of course, will equalize it right back. There is no revive available, but there is a Viper's Pit. This could potentially buy them some time. Antidote looking to alleviate some pressure, but ends up losing the duel to Lucia. Now clearing up the area towards 410 as they come to swing through. Whoa, wait. RBK can still deny this diffuse. He's keeping them off and time is ticking. Rossi getting the elevation, hoping to clear out the angles that RBK is holding, but they still need to deal with Rexy. And he has the Hunter's Fury. No diffuse available. The diffuser killed, and Rossi, he can still stick
he doesn't
it.
have time to
Half
go
is
for
done.
it.
Oh my god. Imagine if Rexy discharged all 3 beams of his Hunter's Fury. That would have been amazing. Could have probably bought a couple more seconds.
Yeah, but he was afraid that Rossi's going to be pushing up to his position. And he expected that, but that was not going to be the case. Rossi just waited and wanted to try and get the defuse. That's all he needed. He just wanted the round. Didn't matter whether the kill came his way or not, but Enigma have given away another round, and that is probably going to mean that number 5 is also coming up for Galaxy Esports here. A very healthy lead for them, considering what happened on Bind was the exact opposite.
Well, if Enigma can flip the tables, has to be in this round. Plenty of weapons forced up, but Rossi is just relentless. Getting all the kills on mid. Finally, Antidote brings things back by getting a kill towards yellow, but it doesn't matter. On the back of that kill, he can do nothing. It accomplishes nothing. Spike still towards A, and Antidote can't go ahead and regroup with his team because there's an AWPer holding the cross. Rossi finally gets forced back because of the the Owl drone tag. But at least that clears space for RBK to be there, and now they can't get back at him. Amazing stuff as one single drone forces the AWPer back, allowing RBK to come through, and they need this Viper. They need that toxin screen to get inside the B site. Or A, if they decide to go there. For now, it seems like the former is going to be the option.
Yeah, that revive might have just come in handy for them to win the round if RVK is able to extract value from not just his wall, but also his ultimate, because he still has it available. Rexy completely caught off guard, not checking yellow over here is going to give them more problems. Enigma. Rossi needs to pull out a kill, and he will. Bondev falls, and that's another weapon to work with. RBK is going to activate the Viper Spin, and here we go. 3 versus 3, post-plant situation. Enigma are not letting this round get away from them. Well, second I say that, we've got Rossi jumping up, getting kills back and forth. And Galaxy Esports are going to absolutely put a stop to whatever Enigma had in mind. That could have worked out, but Lost found such a good kill onto RVK through the Viper Spit, spraying through blindly, but it wielded them exactly what they needed. 5-1 here, Crips. And even the revive going to a loss there. What can we expect Enigma to do here? Because this is another buy round, which is definitely going to help them for sure. But they lose this, it's just going to be a cascade of events that they had given Galaxy Esports in the previous map.
I mean, in the previous Galaxy Esports was just looking to pick up the duels, and this is what Enigma is doing this time around. And sure, they will use the utility to clear out some of the angles, but it's a very open map, unlike Bind, where one person can clear out an angle entirely. This time, they go straight towards mid to B. Orange's area now under control, and the map has been somewhat bisected in half. Antidote will be committed by Lost, only hoping to deny the plant as quickly as possible, maybe get a couple of trades. This entire area is lateral to his approach, so he can tag multiple members. Knowing that they've lost control of Halt, their only hope relies on the player towards yellow, and I think that's gonna be the Viper, the one person who can probably stop this entire push from coming through, because the backup is not coming at all. They're holding halls completely, and Enigma is not gonna let any of the defenders through. They're losing numbers, but Andrew can bring him back, almost line them both up. And Rexy has the perfect angle onto the jet. Just one distraction. Man. He hears him drop from the snow pile, and Rossi gets that 1 second to nail that shot.
Wow, this was just a game of timing. Almost 3 kills I saw were based on timing, were based on Enigma's players turning away from an angle just a second before their opponent peaked their angle, and they got absolutely demolished. It's just unfortunate that Enigma are falling like this, prey to what the side of Galaxy Esports have in mind. And clearly, Icebox was a good choice of a map for them. At least so far it looks like, because there is still a chance for Enigma to turn this one around. They can still make it 8-4, 7-5, 6-6 even. But given the stature of their economy, which is literally in shambles, another force spike coming in with half armors across 4 players, this is a difficult one for Enigma to crawl back into.
I don't know about crawling back, but they can at least burrow themselves in. Deeply entrenched into the site. The utility does not clear out the angles that Galaxy Esports are holding. Excali does get 1 kill, but that doesn't break the crossfire. Lost and Rossi still potent over here as they're stopping the members from coming inside. The one-way smoke doesn't cover nearly enough angles as they wanted to, but still, they will be able to plant in a safe spot. Rossi not keen on fighting just yet. Keep in mind that the spike has been planted from an area where it cannot be protected from belt, so Enigma Gaming need to hold on to the fort and area, and that's exactly what Rexy is doing. Going above and beyond, forcing the fights towards rafters. Lucia still coming through screens, but Lost's revival might just be a little bait, and the bait is not successful. He survives, but all his teammates are dead, and he's only got 6 bullets in the chamber. Not enough time to reload as well. Clock ticking by, and he hasn't got anything. He still has recons which he can use to gather information, but maybe he can spot the gun barrel of RVK, and that's all he needs. Even after getting that kill, he doesn't know where the last player is, and he's forced to concede the round. Excali putting the final nail in the coffin, and finally putting another round on the board for Enigma after a long time.
Yeah, well, that was a much-needed run for Enigma, and thanks to Excali being, the notorious man he is, finding the first frag onto Paddocks and then moving on to the back side, crawling in between thin lines and finding exactly the spots that he can exploit himself into and find the openings for his team to slither in towards a win of a round. 6-2, something to work with finally. Still, their economy not that great because they lost a couple of players. Half armor across 4 of them, not changed from the previous round. And Galaxy Esports still comfortable with their bye as well as their round differential. B side, point of attraction. What have you got for us, Excali?
Galaxy Esports just trying to buy some time, using all the slow orbs to keep these players in check. They know for a fact that it's a full commitment. So many footsteps are bound to give away the fact that this is not going to be a fake. I guess Enigma are just waiting for the wall so that they can go plant. But what Galaxy won't expect is that Excali's on top, and he found 2 players. Doesn't get any kills, but he's got the information. Angles are still favorable. Rossi cannot peek just yet. But he does. Excali was holding the angle, but still Rossi wins the duel. And Paddocks is already on the backstab. Spots so many players running back towards him, and he says, nope, I am not going to take this fight. Falls back to a more passive angle. He can dismiss back to safety from here. Will they look to go mid? This could be devastating if Bondef tries to peek. He's gonna get Quanta peeked if he does that.
Yeah, he's got a lot of players on the other side of that wall, but he is trying to give that wall a little bit of his trust and expect that nobody's gonna come to Antidote will. A battle of the sages, and Antidote wins that one. A revive available for him, Antidote, which he can use and get Excali, and that's exactly what they're going for. They're going towards B. They want Excali back in the game. And they've got 2 players waiting for them over there, Lucia and Lost. But time is of the essence here, Crips. And I don't think the minute they go into this, that spam is going to come through. And there it is, the round's done. Lucia's probably done enough. Oh my god, they get the spike. And Raw Fuel is still alive. He brings it to a 2v2. What the hell just happened? Excali with a clutch spike plant might have just done it. But it's all on to Raw Fuel and Rexy to win this one out, and Rexy's got the perfect crossfire, and he's gonna take down one, and it's all onto him. Again, a battle of the Sovas. That is gonna work, and because this box is not spammable, why? Lost, why?
Bro, not gonna lie, Enigma have no business winning that round. Absolutely no business. Antidote going for a revive with like 10 seconds left in the round. I thought it was like a little bit of a waste of time. Of course, he's got bigger priorities. I thought what Antidote will most likely do is probably use that barrier orb and go for the plant already, but they've already used it, right? So he's got no choice left. He had to commit the res as a fake, as a bait, hoping that the players focus on the newly arisen zombie over there instead of killing the spike planter. But despite all the utility that was used, somehow Excali just stuck it. He had to plant this. He had to die in order to plant that spike. He used his life to do that, but he got the round. And Enigma continued the economic momentum. It's now Galaxy Esports who are on an eco, and it's just Sheriffs. Zipline approaches as Enigma Gaming take height and the site.
Well, completely unrelenting over here. Their confidence levels have boosted, and then Nick back in the game. Excali having a bit of fun zone. He knows that he's on a roll right now. Him and Rafuel both with 9 and 10 kills respectively. The rest of Enigma catching on. And on the other side of things, we can see Lost, Paddock, and Rossi having a pretty good game themselves as well. 11 for each of them.
Yeah.
As Enigma slowly come back into this game. 6 and 4. Galaxy Esports need to put a stop to this here, Crips.
I think they can. They've got 4 ultimates available too. And one of them's Viper Spin, one of them's Hunter's Fury. They could be game-changing ultimates. Of course, if they lose this round, Paradox and Rossi have their ultimates too, which could be used as offensive forces in the next round where they don't have enough money, but that's assuming they lose this round. For now, Enigma taking no chances. They're still holding defaults, still waiting that Galaxy Esports will make the first move and hopefully get a pick. Alright then, first attempt unsuccessful.
That was... Alright. Lost does not get a kill over there, but he will find 3 players coming in towards mid. Calls it out to his teammates as they head in towards B yet again. Enigma are finding the same sort of a situation for themselves. And Rossi's gonna hit back as soon as Antidote gets Bond F. There's a battle of the just the anime battle, but Rossi does not get his knives in his hands on time. And that allows Rafuel to win that duel. 4 versus 3, a difficult retake for Galaxy.
Oh no, Antidote survives that? How are they not looking at Paradox?
Hello?
He could have killed them both, but that was just a bit too lucky for the side of Enigma Gaming. They survived that. Lucia still finding Antidote off guard. Rafuel also looking the wrong way. This is the second time it's happening in the same round. And even though the first person couldn't make good of it, Lucia still gets it back. Spike planted on top, which means there's literally no place he can hide inside. He can be shot from a million different angles. One of them being the one that Rexy was holding. I can't believe I saw that. Twice in the same round. Bro, that's just not possible. How often did that happen?
Not that often indeed. It's just beautiful. But the way that Enigma have hit back in this, the last 3 rounds have not been Enigma Gaming, it's been W Gaming back in the scene. I love it when, you know, they switch their W Gaming mode, especially Excali and Rafuel, where they do not give 2 damns about what's in front of them. They just steamroll into the faces of their opponents and just take them down. And that's what they're going to do towards the B side this time as well. It looks like a slow up to get them out, but Bondef has to be pushed away, unfortunately, because of the tag from the out zone.
Oh, look at this. Aggression towards mid from the side of Galaxy Esports. So while they're not committing all the rotations towards B just yet, at least they're making sure that Enigma Gaming can't fall back. And this barrier orb that was just placed by the defensive Sage, that is Bondef, will be immediately broken down. That was only there to buy them some time, hoping to deny the plant, forcing Enigma to go back towards mid where all the defenders are already lying in wait, but Excali making the duels work for him. And they're forcing Galaxy Esports to fight them. They know that they have to go for the duels. They can't go for the plant just yet. And the spike is down deep inside enemy territory. Excali has to retrieve it. 3 people ready to peek him at the same time. Might as well just get wall banked. Lucia behind him. He's trapped. Can he go anywhere? Not at all.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere. Lost is having a little bit of a banter with him. Excali and Lost since the beginning of this match. And the 7-5 half is a convincing one for Galaxy Esports. But Enigma are not that far behind at all. All they need is just 2 rounds, and that starts with this pistol right here, which I believe they're gonna have no trouble taking, because on defense on Icebox, Enigma are brilliant. They have a multitude of things that they can try. They have different amounts of strategies they can use in terms of you know, how to exploit both Excali and Rafuel's raw aggression and aim, and have them play crossfires. While right now they are the 2 players who are on A, and that's exactly where Galaxy seem to be heading. This is going to be very, very huge firefight coming up right now.
So Excali is playing contact on top of the server box. Meanwhile, Rafuel is playing to swing. And once Excali wins the contact duel, he's gonna fall back. They can nicely sit back and chill. Rotation's already here for the defenders. There's 4 people available to stop this push, but Rafuel swinging without Excali, that results in the trades going in the favor of Galaxy Esports. They're getting all the openings they need, and even Antidote peaks at the wrong time. Rexy, brave enough to push the one way, gets away with the kill. No way he's allowed to get away with stuff like that. That's nearly criminal. And with that, they have done enough to discourage Galaxy Esports from planting on the A side.
Oh, but they're going back. They do not want to go towards B. And this might just be the demise here, though, because look at Enigma. They're pushing together. And this might be a problem, but Lucia will take care of one. RVK not yet spotted out, by the way, but he will go down anyway. Galaxy, masters of the pistol, it looks like, winning both the pistol rounds of this map and one from the previous map as well. They are going to be able to settle in for another point over here. 8-5.
With 3 out of the 4 pistol rounds going in their favor, it's surprising to see how often they win pistols but then lose steam in the next few rounds.
Yeah.
The bonuses never really turn out well for Galaxy Esports now, do they? It's kind of a rare thing for them to win all 3 rounds of the first half in a row. So let's hope they can be able to do it again. I mean, if they do it, then they will be at 10-5. A great score, which they can start things off with. Hopefully push things into Haven as well. But will Enigma let them do that? I mean, they're not going for much. It's just a bunch of sheriffs and marshals that's standing in their way. But those marshals in the hand of Rafuel and Rexy can be devastating.
Yeah, we've seen that before as well. Rafuel with the marshal is he is a menace to deal with, especially when he just pops off, like he did in one of the eco rounds in the first half as well, and in the previous map as well. Right now, Enigma need to be worried about how much they can give away and how much they need to keep on, pushing. Because economy is going to be a little bit of a problem if they invest into rounds like this, and they're going to have to be forced to play on half armor, which they're okay with. We've seen that do them multiple times. They are kind of, going for that half armor Vandal or Phantom play. But at times, that's exactly when the Spectre starts singing, don't they?
Well, the Spectres, the Sheriffs, all of that can create a nice, beautiful symphony. But you know what the funny part about symphonies are? The man who made them popular, Mr. Beethoven, he was deaf. So you can sing all you want, but if these Spectres, if they don't sing, who's gonna listen? I mean, there's Sheriffs in the hands of RVK. That man is a menace with the Sheriff, but he's not been having the best of games today, is he? Sitting at only 4 frags, he can do better. We know that he can. Maybe this would be the round where he truly shines.
He has been known for his Sheriff skills, but I think that I think it was kind of what we've seen before. Right? RVK was synonymous with that Reva Sheriff, but now you see he has Ion, so maybe that's the reason.
Yeah, I don't think the skins matter all that much, dude.
Yo,
I mean, the flesh and bones beneath.
Do you not know this? Do you know the saying? It's skins get you wins. That's what it is.
Yeah, but the flesh and the bone underneath those skins is the same person, right? It's the same nerves and the same reflexes.
No, but you would actually be surprised as to how many people, especially this obviously in Valorant, because it's a lot more like, animated and we've got so many different things that people actually believe that, you would know the difference as well, Crips, that if you're using a normal Vandal and if you're using a Prime Vandal, what would you choose?
I mean, of course, when you put it like that, yeah.
I mean, you know the feel of it. The feel of it itself is different. Like, like you've got, better aim.
Oh my god, I don't know about feelings, but this is definitely a bad one in my guts. Rafuel getting quadra peaked. Excali having 3 targets to deal with at the same time. They can't choose who to shoot first. At least Rossi gets taken down by RVK because he overextended. RVK finally getting handed a duel with only 1 person at a time, so he has a chance to win that. But again, his second duel is met with multiple people. And Galaxy Esports are just rushing down the members of Enigma. They don't care about defending the site after planting the spike. No. They want to push in. They want to press W and mouse 1 together. And that too all at the same time. Like, I can't even imagine the horror that Rafuel would have had to face. Imagine getting peeked from underneath, from top of belt and pipes at the same time. Like, yeah, you can just kiss your life goodbye at that point.
It's like one of those shots that we see on the highlight reels where like you see
10 seconds before disaster.
Yeah, like, and there's 3 people just come out and they're like, and you're just like gone.
Well, guess I'll die.
Yeah, well, right now, Enigma need to figure out how not to die in this round because this is their buy round coming in. And like I said, yet again with those half armors, Excali cannot find the connection onto the head of Bondef, but he will have to wait for another. And that's Paradox completely dismantling him, unaware of somebody coming from down below there. And Galaxy Esports being as aggressive as possible. Paradox, a little too good for your own comfort, my friend. Rofuel will put you down as Okay, Rossi gets a good kill onto RVK. And there is a 3v4 retake here. Make that a 2v4 retake. And Enigma seems to be dripping apart. Oh man, this is...
Pre-firing that angle is just ridiculous. Like, Rexy had the jump on him, right? He got him pinged with the drone, knows exactly where to shoot. Vandal was Spectre, but still. One pre-fire is enough to ruin his entire planning. And if even he got the kill on Bondef, there were multiple people there as insurance policies. So maybe Galaxy Esports will indeed take us to Haven.
Maybe.
I have to admit though, I have to give a lot of credit to Paradox in this round because it takes a lot of courage to peek through the toxin screen, get the kill, and then dismiss back to safety. But instead of going back to safety, this guy went into even more dangerous territory. He literally climbed up the zipline tower, went towards screens. Yeah, he did get killed in the end, but the sheer disrespect you need to have for your opponents in order to do that is ridiculous.
Yeah, that is true. And now you can see that this timeout taken by Enigma is allowing Antidote to give out as much instructions as possible for the rounds that are to come, because this is the 10th round being given away for the side of Galaxy Esports. Now, Enigma are on an eco. They've got just one Marshal on Rexy, got a couple of Sheriffs across on the rest of the play, and there's nothing more to work with, which means that the 11th round for Galaxy is basically a couple of seconds away, if at best, in the best case scenario, right? And that's where Enigma need to be very careful, because that is just one step away from match point, and then you're fighting for overtime. And that's exactly the zone that you don't want to be in. Enigma start off this round now. They're going a little aggressive. Excali, and he's going to be immediately shut down.
Yeah, the recon detected him before he could even get inside. He even tried to slow down, hoping to not give away the sound of the zip. But now there's two on the zip. One of them on top of 410, coming through pipes. There's so many angles that RVK has to be wary of. What? Thanos gets both of them?
No way,
oh my
dude.
god, that's X-ray vision activated. Raw fuel can't get back in time, and Bondef just shutting things down. There's absolutely nothing that could have given away the position of that second player. I mean, the first kill on RVK, I can sort of understand. Most people
but what the hell?
Area just ahead of the toxin screen, but that kill onto Antidote, like, there was not even any SOA utility to help him out. That's just pure sound sense.
Man, Paradox has really woken up in this match. 21 kills for him, by the way. And Rossi doubling up with him with 19. A great duelist duo combo that is working out for the best for them. And this is where Enigma have their do or die situation coming up because of this. They win this, they are alive. They lose this, they might as well give up this map of Icebox. Come down to the wire now, ladies and gentlemen, and a push yet again from the side of Galaxy as they are taking control. Only one man to stop them here, that's RVK, but he himself has also given away for a retake as his teammates come on the backstab, and Excali struggling for a kill, will find one eventually, and here's Lost. Maybe he wants to go on to Rexy's steps, and he will get him. Lost will take down one. RVK struggling to find the kills. He's not able to connect his shots in this map. And the plant will go down 4 versus 4. Here comes the retake for the life on this series.
Oh my goodness. This is the first time Enigma are attempting a backstab, but just when it was about to work, the players of Galaxy Esports push out of rafters and towards screens, making sure that even though they are losing control towards the belt region, they can at least keep screens in their pockets, enfolding the entire site in their arms. And it's just raw fuel left. He can get away with one frag, he's got the dash, but with position reveal, he might as well just save this gun. It's a bit too expensive to use.
Oh man. A round that might have just settled this one right here, Crips.
Match point.
12 and 5. After winning out a map on Bind 13 and 2, would you really expect the same team to lose out like this? 13 and 5? If at all that happens.
I would have probably expected the scores to be a bit closer.
At least double digits on both sides, right?
Yeah, same. So yeah, that does make me a little concerned.
Well, let's find out whether or not they can pull this to overtime. We've seen Enigma do this before, but this is a very tall order. And now that they've got a triple setup of defense over here on the A side, they're ready for this. They don't really want to play on the retake anymore. They want to stop Galaxy on their tracks. Adex giving out flashes. Oh, he should have seen. Yeah, he did. He most certainly did see Rafuel's head, but Rafuel will pop his head with a blade instead. And Enigma has slowed them down a little bit, having lost the main man. Galaxy are trying to look at other avenues they can work with. Scally is really close to the fire line right here, and Rafuel is just absolutely destroying people right now. Scally might have lost his life, but Paradox will come back, and he's gonna lose it again. Okay! Rafuel on for the ace, maybe the 6k as well. Not gonna get it. Bondef will shut him down. And now they're playing for a little bit of information. Bondef sees where the one player is. Now he's gonna have to get away from here because he knows they can't enter this A side. All three players of Enigma are here and they're aware of this, but Galaxy, they're not very keen on rotating, especially because they don't have time.
Yeah, but they don't have any ability to block out vision either. If they go for the plant, it's gonna have to be in the open, or maybe they have to get some kills before they actually do that. Both of them seem to be very difficult with the amount of time remaining. Oh my lord, finally Enigma winning another round, but who knows, it could be a bit late. Most of this was possible because Rafuel, well, he turned into an Apache attack helicopter. And there's only one thing stronger than that, and that's gonna be probably another attack helicopter, which was seemingly missing from the side of Galaxy Esports this time. I mean, the angle that Rafuel was holding, it can be very easily pre-fired by any other attacker towards belt or towards pipes, but because he is a jet and he can float in the air, hover up, he creates another myriad of angles which the other players don't expect. You can't get pre-fired in spots like those. So that's what Rafuel capitalized on, that little bit of verticality, giving him just the vision on one pixel, and that one pixel happens to be the head of his enemies. Getting 4 kills, keeping Enigma alive. But Enigma is on their deathbed, and they're gonna have to win multiple rounds if they want to have any hopes of going into overtime.
Multiple, they have to win every single round right now.
Every single round, yeah.
Every single round in sight, which starts from this one right here.
And while they do win every single round, they need to make sure that their players are also alive in all those rounds. Because if they win a round with like just one player standing, they're gonna have to reinvest, and then that doesn't give them enough economic freedom.
Yeah, indeed.
They can't even afford to go on an eco.
Yeah, you can see it right now. They've got 2 players who are completely derived of money. They have nothing. Rafuel and Rexy on 0 creds even after buying and everything. And Enigma, Antidote, Antidote, RVK and Excali barely on 1,500 creds. So they need to keep their players alive as much as possible because every time they win a round is a good thing. But the side of Galaxy, they're going to be able to invest in another 2 rounds at the minimum even if they lose.
Yeah, so Galaxy Esports not only have enough economic momentum to keep their weaponry and their arsenal funded, but they've got plenty of points as well, so they can afford to lose a couple of rounds. Of course, they wouldn't want to. But yeah, if there's any weird strategies that they have been saving up and they've been looking for a chance to deploy, then maybe this is the right time. You know, the risk is not that high.
Did you just see that? Excali is constantly trying to get onto the box's position over there, and he got frustrated and he told Rafuel, you go, then I'm gonna go to the other side.
Yeah, of course, it is easier for the jet to float on top of the server box.
Oh man. Well, a little bit of a tech pause has come in over here. Bondef experiencing a little bit of a connection issue. We will be getting back into the game as soon as possible.
In the few minutes that we have, I'd like to discuss how the players of Galaxy Esports have been playing in a very different fashion from what we saw on Bind. I mean, in Bind, can we just call it that they were really uncoordinated, not using the utility and just pushing out, which is really just a very ineffective way of playing. This time though, while they're not using the utility all that wisely. At least the angles in which they pick up these fights are places from where they can either get backup with crossfires from their teammates, or they can at least fall back and, safely get back and not be under pressure by the side of Enigma, which is something we did not see in Bind. Like, we saw so
Yeah.
many instances where the chamber would push out, but once he's getting cornered, he doesn't teleport back. So, yeah, at least something like that is not being witnessed over here. Rossi and Paradox always getting away with the murder, whether it's by a dash or whether it's by dismissing through. Lost Lucia Bondef never even picking up duels which they don't have a favorable chance of winning. So in that way, Galaxy Esports have really come through a breakthrough with their fights that they pick up. And I hope they can continue this.
Yeah, they've had a little bit of a revelation in this map of Icebox, and that's a good thing because here they're a lot more confident. You can see it. They're taking up fights that they know that they will, or at least win in a definite stance of aggression that they put in. And yep, looks like Rexy is having the time of his life right now.
I'm always scared to lean back on my chair like that.
Yeah, I am as same. I'm like, I know that these chairs can flex back all the way to 180 degrees and stuff, but like, what if you just like fall? What if it just like pulls over?
I don't know, man. I mean, probably the chair is the least of his concerns right now because they'll be more focusing on winning this game, or already planning for Haven. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, tech wars like these do give you enough time to reset your mind, get back in the groove. And if Enigma Gaming somehow, by sheer perseverance, are able to string together 6 rounds and push this into overtime, I would be feeling so bad for Galaxy East at the momentum. And now that momentum has been kind of shattered because of Bondef's disconnection. And believe it or not, pauses like these do tend to have a massive effect on the way the rounds turn out after it.
Yeah, like for example, Enigma could have come up with something totally different to win this, or when you are having a momentum of sorts like Galaxy Esports did, it was a little bit going up and down. And now that Enigma are gonna have a little bit time to work things through, we are gonna have Galaxy maybe lose out on a little bit of their thought process, the flow of thought train that they had, or the momentum train, whatever you want to call it. They're gonna lose a bit of it.
I mean, even if they lose a bit of it, I just hope that they don't let Enigma get to a point where they fill in the gaps in their armor. We saw in the first half a few instances where the players of Enigma weren't really able to hold on to the halls and the kitchen region. So that's a concern. And this was while they were on the attacking side, so they were having to defend it in a post-punch situation. Very different scenario, much more favorable to Enigma, but they still failed to defend. And if now on the attacking side, when Galaxy Esports exploits that region, if Enigma still have the same problems, then mid and B can fall apart very easily. But Galaxy Esports also, instead of focusing on that region, they've been going towards the ace side so many times. This is like the 5th or 6th time in a row that they've gone to the ace side. 6 rounds, and this is the 7th one, and most of them have been towards A. Once again, they move inside. 2 Enigma players on top of the zipline towers. Even Raw Fuel from Rafters is just putting up a shooting gallery over here. They pick up these duels, force the fights, but lost. He channels 2 frags together? That's insane. Even Paradox delivers 1. And just in the blink of an eye, a 5v5 turns into a 2v2.
Deploying drone.
Oh man, this suddenly became a round that Enigma have to play a little bit more cautiously. The first 3 kills that they got were brilliant, and then immediately after, they lose out on 3 of their own players. 2 versus 2. RVK being alive is a good thing because he's got 2 of his snake bites available that can deny a plant as well as make them vulnerable if need be. And of course, his Viper utility, the wall, is going to be of utmost use, as well as his poison orb. But it looks like Galaxy have other plans. They're moving towards B. 30 seconds left on the clock, and this is maybe the right decision for them. But I think RVK should be able to hear them running from here. Pretty sure he's heard them. Yeah, he's heard them. You can see Rexy's rotating. He's going to be triggering that one. And there it is. Trying to deny the plant whatsoever he can do. He's going to throw in the Viper snake bite, but the plant will go down.
Yeah.
Yep, there it is. And it's over.
This was telegraphed from a mile away. With like 10 seconds left on the clock, all that Enigma need to do is deny the spike plant, and they've got two perfect characters to do so. Like, there's only two characters on their lineup which can do that, and both of them happen to be alive in this situation. I'm not sure if that's a stroke of luck or if it's that calculated, but the snake bites and the Hunter's Fury stop them from getting even an inch off the site. And that's just the first round, though. They have to win 5 more like these, back to back to back.
Well, they can if they try and do the same things again, except for not give away kills to Lost like they did.
Yeah.
Because it's going to cause a little bit of a trouble in terms of ultimates, because Lost got his ultimate pretty easily thanks to those 2 kills.
Yeah.
And now he can utilize it by tagging somebody on the side as well, and he might do it towards the B side because he's throwing in his orb, and there he goes. Like I said, he wants the kill onto Antidote. He will not tag him even once. Unfortunate for Lost. His ultimate has been taken out, but look at this push towards mid! Beautifully done. Excali and Roff will push up and find a kill, and that's all they need. They need to get back to the site right now, because Galaxy, well, they're going to take some time to think whether they want to go in or not, as Paddox finds a way to slither in.
Such a well-orchestrated push. They knew that the Sova is going to be alone on that region. His teammates all towards A. They push out, get the man advantage, and while they are fading back from the A side, they secure 2 kills. Amazing comeback from the side of Enigma Gaming this time, and I think they've got this round in the back. There's not much that Lucia can do. Yeah, sure, maybe some economic damage is something that they can still inflict, but I don't see any chance of them successfully planting the spike and getting away with it.
Well, let's see what they've got in store. Antidote takes out Rossi's head clean, and it's all onto Lucia, and Rexy's going to be taking care of him. That is going to be 12 and 8, still a mile away from the finish line here, Enigma. They've got a lot of gas to burn, and they've got a lot of effort to put in if they want to try and take this to overtime. But one thing does help their case here, Crips, and that is that their opponents are slowly going back into that eco zone. Their economy is rescinding quite heavily and quite fast as well with the way that they're losing players. And they will have a buy in this one. You can see it. They've got Vandals across, except for Rossi, who is going to be playing on his blades, I presume. But they lose this. They give away round number 10 as well. And that is Enigma inching closer than Galaxy would have wanted.
No way! Roffle doesn't even get the chance to scope in. Excali exacts revenge, but in a 4v4, the situation always favors the attackers. Antidote's wall will be hurt, but what they don't know is that he will push out of this angle instead of just holding the kitchen region. RVK, in a one-and-done spot of sorts, can probably deny the plant, but Lucia will stick it. He doesn't care about losing HP. He caught that spike, and now the Viper's
he might, yes, he will! The Viper's Pit has been completely disalarmed, and that is gonna be RVK probably making the clutch play away. It's still a 3v3 though, as Rexy goes out for information as well as Lost. They want to know where these players are, and Rexy spots out 2 of them. He's even got a recon to work with. There's Viper utility. There's a lot of things that Enigma can do, but this is do-or-die situation for them. They're putting in all of their efforts. RVK proving to be the hero. Rexy with another kill. 1 versus 2, and Lost needs to make this work. Down to 1 HP, he will be DK'd, but the time is of the essence. All he needs is a kill onto Rexy. Will he get it though? Because there's no time left, and it's over! Enigma have lost the map of Icebox, and we go to Haven. What a clutch moment this has been.
Woof! I really thought Enigma would have been able to pull that back. For just that 1 second, I thought they got this. The moment the Viper's Pit was activated, I noticed one thing. It's been activated a little towards the outskirts so that a small gap remains in between the actual spike and the pit. So anyone inside will have to come through it. And that's exactly what happened. They boiled just enough time, and the Sova clutches things out. Amazing stuff by the side of Team Galaxy Esports over here as they equalize the scores with Enigma. Now we're going to be going into Haven. I never thought that we'll be seeing map 3 given the way Bind ended. But
Yeah,
what a bounce back.
I had the same thoughts. I thought after that 13-2 victory, like, come on, you won't really expect a team to fall off from there. But 12 rounds when they got onto the match point, they did give away a couple. Let's go back and have a look at that. The match highlights from Galaxy Esports, which majority was on their defensive half, where they did a very good job of getting the first half secure onto a 7-5 scoreline, and then eventually pulled out the pistol and steamrolled to round number 11, round number 12, where they had a little bit of a hiccup, but they stabilized in the end thanks to the heroics of Lost.
I mean, there were plenty of heroic moments from Raw Fuel as well. Not gonna lie, he got them so many rounds which they had no business winning. But in the end, Enigma can't rely on just Raw Fuel to pull out those clutch moves. You have to do something tactically as well, which is ironic, right? Galaxy Esports were
Mhm.
not the tactically superior team today, but just by holding the crossfires which make them comfortable, they were able to get so much done. Even though Enigma had the better utility usage, Galaxy Esports, I believe, had the better positioning this time around, and it's enough to get them this win. Of course, in the first half, the way Galaxy Esports were able to string rounds together, pressuring Enigma Gaming into ecos again and again, got them that 5-1 lead. But after Enigma stabilized, it was so awkward to see Galaxy Esports go for A pushes every time in the second half. But even then, they were able to make it work. How many times did they do the same thing without Enigma being able to answer back? It was beyond the number I can count on a single hand.
Yeah, most certainly. I think that Enigma, they faltered in the beginning. They kind of lost their confidence. I don't know what exactly was going through their minds, but well, the side of Galaxy had a very, very good confidence boost, and they just shake themselves off from the first map of Bind, and they completely dismantled Enigma. This was a round, though, which was very impressive from Enigma in particular, and forgive me, Excali, because he gave his life up for the plant, and these were highlight moments for Enigma where they were starting to make that comeback happen, right? But
Hmm.
then Galaxy got the one round that they needed to keep themselves alive in the second half with a lead intact. And after that, it was just, smooth sailing. Once they got to the match point, they got a little too comfortable, gave away a couple of them. But in the end, it had to be Galaxy Esports to win this one.
It just baffles me how much Galaxy Esports were keen on going towards the A side. Like, they initiate the attack over here, fall back, but they continue going there in this pistol. And with
Indeed.
that, they were able to win the third pistol round of this entire series. 3 out of the
Mhm.
4 went in their favor. Of course, they continued that A side attack again and again and again. Enigma had no response to it whatsoever. So they win Icebox, but Haven is going to be a bit of a scene. I don't know which team will win this one because I've never seen Galaxy play on Haven, so it's still gonna be a surprise.
Yeah, it most certainly is going to be a surprise. Let's find out what the surprise is going to be in just a couple of minutes, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back with the LG Autogame Presents TC Gauntlet Season 4, powered by Crucial, gaming partner Intel, and apparel partner 656. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back.
from the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics.
Hey guys, this is Herman and you're watching Streamer Reviews, where gaming streamers review the best new gaming laptops. All gamers want is a system that meets their need and can run their favorite games at high FPS. The MSI's GF63 Thin is a great laptop for this. The GF63 comes with an incredibly powerful 10th Gen Intel Core i5 processor. It's a hexa-core processor which lets you run more tasks at once and can boost up to 4.5 GHz of turbo in order to say bye-bye to both bottlenecks and lag, ensuring that low FPS will never affect your gaming experience. The Core i5 is also well supported by the GF63's GPU. Variants with the NVIDIA 1650 and RTX 1350 are both available. A solid RAM helps this Intel Core i5 processor access data at rapid speeds, allowing it to work efficiently and deliver the high FPS that you desire. The GF63 comes with up to 16 GB of DDR4 RAM, which is more than enough to meet your gaming needs. Being able to play some of your favorite online games at high FPS depends on seamless connectivity. Thankfully, the GF63 comes prepared with Intel Wi-Fi 6, which lets you download 3 times faster and reduces lag up to 75%. It's time to experience the peak performance with the Intel-powered MSI GF63 Thin. Get yours now. And do check out MSI's complete range of gaming laptops powered by Intel Core i5 and i7 processors.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the LG Ultragear presents TC Gauntlet Season 4, powered by Crucial, gaming partner Intel and apparel partner 656. We are back with the third map on the horizon over here, and well, Galaxy Esports have done it. They've taken off one map of Enigma, and with their choice of map as well, which I'm pretty sure that at least 90% of us watching this did not expect. And they were left to fight it all alone in the cold, icy lands of Icebox, and they have pushed us through to the three-sided map. We are going to go to Haven. We are going to have to play it through and through. And, well, the spoils so far have been shared with both the teams, but it's up to the last map to decide who gets the one extra point going in. This is Enigma's first map loss in the entire TC Gauntlet Season 4, by the way.
Oh, damn. And that too at the hands of Galaxy Esports, a team which has entered the gauntlet for the first time. Unlike a lot of other teams before, they were not in the previous seasons of Gauntlet. Sure, a couple of the players were there, but not all of them. With this, I think Galaxy Esports might just be on the verge of becoming India's new super team. That is, if they can beat Enigma in the last map. They've definitely made them bleed. Can they finish them off? Can they deliver that fatal blow?
Well, let's find out whether or not they can, Chris, because I'm excited to see what's going to happen on Haven, particularly if we consider what happened on the map of Bind. We all expected Enigma. We all expected Enigma to finish off this game because, well, they were on a steamrolling mode, 13-2, and then coming out to lose it 13-8 is a little bit of a slouch. But Haven is again another map that Enigma will fully take because they love it. Let's go to the agent selections though, and let's not waste any more time. We've got both teams locked and loaded in, and everybody is raring to go. The selection is though something that I'm very, very interested about because we could see a Killjoy over here. I think we've not seen it on Icebox. We've not even seen it on Bind, but Killjoy could be of good use on Haven, and we know for particular reasons as well. The Killjoy setup allows you to cover up at least 2 regions together, and you can, with the utility that you have, it's good retake utility as well. And like I said, she's right there being picked up by Bondef and RVK. Now, we've seen Bondef go across 3 different iterations of agents already. He played the Sage, he's now playing the Killjoy, and he played even the Raze. So yeah. He's playing the all-rounder role here, whereas Paradox is sticking with the Reyna, Rossi yet again with the Jet, and Lost and Lucia will be sticking to their roles of Initiator and Controller, the only difference being no Viper on this map, for obvious reasons.
For obvious reasons. Although I am surprised to see the Reyna being picked up by Paradox. I mean, seeing the Reyna in a map like Bind or Icebox might not be that surprising, but on Haven, it certainly is. Most people would have either gone for the double Initiator or maybe the double Controller, but a double Duelist is something we don't often see. Oh my lord, over here.
Did I just see Excali on Breach?
And more importantly, there's no Sova on Enigma at all.
Yeah, okay. Now, this is a very, very interesting situation being developed by Enigma Gaming here. Not having a Sova is a little bit questionable, especially when it's a map like Haven. Now,
yeah, I thought it was a staple pick over here, wasn't it?
Yeah, it is. Sova is like, you've got lineups, you've got, it's just basic. Like, you need a Sova because it's not, the difference between Sky and Sova is that you get the literal position of your opponents, right?
Yeah, not just the general vicinity.
Exactly. And that's exactly what puts Sova in like the S tier list of Valorant agents, at least in my, tier list. I would put Sova right out on top because he's literally there in every single map. Even on Split, even if you don't pick him, go ask Hunter. He will say, I pick Sova on Split.
In Split, Sova might not be all that great. I mean, according to most people, but hey, I want to see how this plays out. With Excali picking up the Breach, we won't see him being the aggressive person. Rather, Rawfield is going to have to take up that responsibility. A counter push from A shot already, but both of the frags end up going in the favor of Enigma. I really thought Rossi went undetected over there, but with this clearance, the A side seems to be theirs for the taking. Lost all by himself over here. They probably might not check his angle, but the spike is not present in this region, and Excali's already snuck past the A-link spot. So whatever he does over here is still gonna be kind of irrelevant. I mean, his position's revealed now, and all that information, it will not be of any use for Galaxy Esports. Reyna is in no position to help out Lost, and they're both stuck on individual islands. The spike going towards C. Yeah, this is a lost cause, rather.
Yeah, but it took a little time for Enigma because they were all, slowly creeping up towards A as well. But then the minute they realize that both these players are here, then they move back. And now that the plant is going to go down, the entire map is basically in the control of Enigma, at least half of it, while these guys on Galaxy Esports, Lost and Paradox, try to make their way from B and spawn. Lost is taking a run around the world to come over here for this retake. But he knows that he's not going to be able to make this happen. A 4 versus 2 at this situation where look at how far back Paradox is being pushed.
Yeah, forget just Paddox. I mean, even Loss had to go all the way around the attacking spawn side because he thought there's going to be Killjoy utility that spots him. And Paradox gets stunned right then and there. 3 people peek him. There's absolutely no way he wins that duel.
Yeah, Lost looking for exit frags. He sees both of them. Yes, he will. They're jumping around. Okay. Excali having a bit of fun while he gets the round win as well. Pistol goes to Enigma. And after quite a while as well, Enigma have won only 1 pistol, and that was on the second half of Bind.
Yeah, so this is a good start for them, isn't it?
Yep.
And Galaxy Esports aren't even forcing up, so they can continue this momentum forward. Although, I must say that...
I do have to say that the draft that, I've seen this lineup before that the side of Enigma are actually donning. I think I've seen it before in the VCT when I saw Vision Strikers play, and I think it was probably against Sentinels, where they have the double initiator with no Sova being played.
And how did that turn out for them?
Not that great, not that great. But yeah, eventually they did beat Sentinels. That was a whole different situation. But yeah, let's see if Enigma are able to repeat that sort of success, except without the fails of what happened on Haven.
Rexy keeping things awkward as they try to wrap around from behind. He's present all the way on the seaside, dying and anchoring most of the defenders in this region while his teammates have already taken cruise control of A and boiled out quite a lot of time as well. RVK on cleanup duty, dispatching the rest of the members of Galaxy Esports with relative ease.
I love that Rexy all alone had the attention of 4 players on him.
Yeah.
It was just brilliant, and his teammates are just casually taking over the A side. And now Bondef, well, all he has is a classic, but he might just find a kill. Oh, he missed the shot, and RVK, well, blows him out in thin air, and that's gonna be the second round for the attackers. Enigma looking good in the first 2 rounds that they've played so far, and now that they are on the bonus, they've got a good amount of armor as well. Everybody's got full armor, so that's a good thing, I should presume. And they should be looking to take those close range fights, and I think that might just be taken towards the garage position, because the turret has been kept from RVK towards C-Long, so they're waiting for a C-Long push, and it looks like garage is going to be heavily contested right now.
Yeah, you can probably just carpet bomb that entire region with the fault line. Destroy anyone who dares to even oppose you over there. Bondef left on an island. He's stunned. Lucia still protects him, and he's not been detected yet. Bondef now finally regains his senses, getting the kills, and the little curvature of the nebula allows him to get just that deeper into garage, but not away with his life. Backstab off the jet will go undetected because the Killjoy utility is down, and now the jet is about to get the kill, but Rossi can't really capture that.
Oh man, Rossi gets peeked.
Yeah, but at least he's, got the attention over here, stopping the plant from happening. And now he's killed the spike carrier, leaving Excali all by himself. No utility available. Fault line gonna be kind of irrelevant up close and personal, and all these people are right in his face. And with 11 HP, there's not much he can do, but I take my words back. Paradox takes a bullet to the face. And Excali has more than enough time to fall back, recover the spike, maybe go anywhere else on the map if he wants.
Yep, he most certainly can, but he's just gonna stick around because look at Lost. He's gonna go towards A. He's gonna wait over there, and he expects Excali to have rotated all the way over here. But this is a 1v1 of the mind right now, not of the skill of aim. Excali is playing this to perfection. But the only thing that he needs right now, after getting the plant, is a good post-plant position to try and find Lost in an off-guard situation, because that's the only way he wins this. A one-on-one face-to-face duel, he's gonna lose even if a bullet hits him through the wall.
But he's got the Rolling Thunder. Excali summoned, rising from the ashes.
It's
the puppet master congregating all the masses. He's pulling strings, twisting minds as the bullet hits, but he can't take the round.
As my friend Crips here went into Shakespeare mode, we had Excali almost come into clutch mode, but because of 11 HP being him on life, he was basically on life support, and Lost just cuts off the wires. Okay, Lost and Excali across all three maps here. Well, they are gonna go with a lot more. You know, I want to say friendship. I want to say friendship, but
Hey man, I mean, when you're competing against each other, you might be friends in real life, but as soon as you're in the server, all that respect goes out of the window. Aggressive position taken up by Paradox towards a shot as he looks to get that peak. Rexy's the only one holding this angle. And Paradox isn't pushing all by himself. Even Rossi has pushed out of A. So they've got this area under control, but as a result, they've lost C. Plant is possible, but can they deny it? Or maybe even delay it? Lucia loses control of Garage. RVK getting that peak. Means they've got enough post-plant positions, but in this 3v5, only one thing can go wrong for Enigma, and that is Rossi getting the frags onto RVK and Rexy. He does get the frag onto RVK through the woodworks, but Rossi gets stunned and Rexy finishes him off. Good stuff by this guy over there as he brings the round back for his team without even using his ultimate.
yeah, that is true. This is, you know, the considerate point of having an initiator is that you have information to play with because they're the ones who allow you to get inside, number one. Number two, they have the blinds, you know, that they can do. Sova, which doesn't have that, but I think that this, you know, the 4-flash dynamic that they have, and obviously constantly being rejuvenated for Rexy in particular because he's got the sky, they have not just, you know, the flashes being a dynamic over here, it's also the map control that Excali provides with his utility as well, right? And that's because the breach is that good with not just a fault line, the aftershock. He's made as an initiator who will allow you to clear corners pretty easy, who will allow you to take the opponents out of the site and give you the map control. And I love that dynamic that both Sky and Breach actually, you know, complement each other with.
Yeah, and I think this is a bit of a 5-head move. You see, in Icebox, one of the primary problems that Enigma was facing was the lack of their ability to break the crossfires that Galaxy Esports were holding. Sure, the SOA will get them the information they need, but unless they can clear out those areas, it doesn't really account for all that much. I guess that's exactly why they picked up the breach in this game, because to some extent they can predict which angles Galaxy Esports will be holding, except now with the breach they can actually clear them off rather than just get the information and then do something else to adapt to it.
Well,
But of course this is just theory crafting at this point. I mean, what the true intentions of Enigma Gaming are will only be seen once they actually put the big guns to use. And when I say big guns, I mean Excali's huge muscles which harbor the potential to shake up the entire world. He's got that Rolling Thunder available since the last 2 rounds, but he still hasn't used it, and I'm wondering what he's saving it for. Probably a round where Galaxy Esports are not on an equal.
yeah, I think that's exactly what I was going to say as well. Rexy cleaning up corners here, but taking a lot of damage in turn himself. The seaside has been opened up for business. They will grab it all, and they will get the spike down immediately. While the remaining players of Galaxy Esports are going to be scourging for weapons. Vultures looking for anything and everything that they can find lying on the ground, but nothing has been dropped because every single person from Enigma is healthy, hale, and alive.
Yeah, and this kinda lets them snowball economically as well. With all 4, not just all 4, all 5 players alive, they've got 5,000 credits on every player as extra wealth, and they still retain their money. So Enigma have enough cash to buy like 3 rounds in a row back to back, even if they lose all 3 of them. Can't say the same for Galaxy Esports because they just managed to string together enough money to purchase an op and put it in the hands of Rossi, and they have to deliver it. They have to make sure that they extract all the value out of this operator.
Oh man. Now that Enigma have this very good lead established for themselves, you can see that both the initiators are not just having...
He's burning.
almost, he gets away. Was blinded for a couple of seconds. Like I was saying, Enigma have not just their initiators doing wonders with utility, but also with their aim as well. Rafuel will take down Rossi, completely dismantled from his senses, as the plant will go down with just a 1 kill. Excali gets it down with the Rolling Thunder, enabling them to enter the side with complete ease, and he will go down instead to Lost Shock Dart. And here's Killjoy's activating their ultimate, and look at Rafuel dashes to a little bit extra ambition, but he will have his team win this round hopefully. 3 versus 2 here. I don't see Galaxy Esports winning this one out. Lost, blinded, detected as RVK takes down 1 and takes down the second as well. Number 5 for Enigma, and brilliantly done.
Oh my god, hit the rewind button. I really want to see how Rafuel was able to get those amazing frags. Those were nutty shots. And it was absolutely essential that he does so. And even though he died to Bond, it's completely fine. Because both the teams are using their ultimates to get better. First, Enigma used the Rolling Thunder to get inside. But just to slow them down, just to delay them, amount of utility that Lost is dumping towards them is also extravagant. He first used the Hunter's Fury to potentially damage them and stop them, then the shock darts to deny the plant. He tried everything, but when Rafuel's hitting shots like that, you can't really do much. And even Paradox is trapped now, unable to concede his life. Rexy falls back. Oh my god, this is just a disaster. They're falling like flies over here.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't even matter that they've lost a little bit of their health. You know, Rexy's right there to heal them all up, as Galaxy are slowly having a little bit of a memory rewind play from Bind in terms of at least the scoreline. 5-1 is exactly where they were, and it's exactly what's being fed to them again. Rafuel, he is on a roll right now. No one seems to be able to stop these guys of Enigma. And Lost, well, he might be in a good position to get 1 kill. He's gonna be stunned, and he's mostly gonna be wall back. Oh, still alive? Okay. Lost gets another! Alright, that's just it. Okay. Oh, Excali! Okay.
That's just... that's a lot of money he just blew up in the air. Just to BM. Hey, no problem. I mean, these guys have enough money to buy infinite times more. I mean, most of them are sitting at like 9,000 credits, so it doesn't even matter. Except for maybe Rexy, everyone has too much money. The problem over here is when Galaxy Esports try to play aggressively towards any side of the map, Enigma Gaming either bombard them with the breach utility or they just completely avoid that. Like, there's been so many instances where Rossi and Paradox push up towards A short and A main, but nothing is found over there because Enigma doesn't even want to fight. But at the same time, when these guys try to play towards C long, they get bombarded. Now Rafuel playing for contact towards B. The timing is just perfect. No utility, no sound given away. Rafuel just straight up walking in and deleting 2 players. Raw aim and firepower, nothing else. And he's all the way in defender spawn. Come on, man. This is just bullshit. How is he so deep and still able to catch all of these players off guard? And because Lost is busy shooting at him now, he can't stop the spike from being planted.
Well, Enigma, they are back on track yet again. Another 3v4. It's been multiple situations now where Galaxy Esports have lost their first 2 players to Rafuel or Excali or any one of them. And Excali is just adding on to the fire here. He's dropping bits of fuel and making this so much more difficult for the side of Galaxy. Lost, he's seeming to be the last person alive in multiple rounds now, and that's kind of why he's on top as well, getting exit flags on different occasions. 9 kills he's got, but how much does this avail to, my friend? Oh, okay. Okay. It doesn't matter.
Salt is real.
Yikes. It's saltier than the Dead Sea that are, you know, it's probably called the saltiest sea in the world.
Hey, I mean, at least you can float on top of it. So yeah, either way, Galaxy Esports not floating economically. They are forced to fall down to Spectres and Light Shields. Yeah, sure, some of them managed to keep their weapons intact from the previous round, but how much more can they keep relying on max loss bonus and saved weaponry? Lost almost always finds himself in that situation where he's, you know, the last person on A alive, and I'm glad that you pointed out that he's getting a lot of exit frags because he's got 9 kills, whereas his teammates don't even have more than 3. Paradox has not a single frag to his name. Somehow Rossi deciding it was a good idea to walk up. Bondef gets the trade, but he's on 5 HP now. So tell me who honestly is the winner over here. I would say that it's Enigma.
Yeah, they most certainly are. And this is exactly, Cribs, we're coming full circle back to what we saw before. You know, that utility usage is not coming in. Lost might have got a kill as soon as I said that, but that mid push with absolutely nothing on in terms of utility being used, and raw fuel again. Dude, somebody put I don't know, somebody keep a cam on this guy and do not get away from it, because how
And
look,
Paradox
no
is
idea.
playing, just one sec. Paradox is playing the same position which Lost was playing in the pistol round, and Lost was able to go undetected over here, just like Paradox. So even though raw fuel snuck in, he looks away at the worst time possible. He could have easily killed Excali if he just held that angle for one more second, but timing is such a bad thing for them this time around. And now with the raw fuel holding this angle, nobody will check him. 100% guaranteed that he gets away with a frag. He didn't dash back in time, but he did what he came here to do.
Oh man, Excali just waiting and waiting to release that fault line. The minute Rexy sees him, Lost is gonna go down, and there's Excali losing his life, but Lucia almost clutching out that round. Rexy stabilizes thanks to Lucia's misplaced jump and him settling in to get that kill. Vandal spray not coming down to what he wants it to be. That's gonna be number 8 for Enigma. They came a little bit too close for comfort, but Enigma still won that out.
I have to admit though, raw fuel has been getting into these angles a bit too often. I mean, you saw that one round where he just simply walked into the B side.
Yeah.
No utility, not even as little as a sky flash to help him clear out the close angles. No smokes either, just straight up walk out. But when Rossi tried to do the same thing, he got punished. At least this time there's a smoke to cover up the mid window. So that's one thing that they changed from the previous round. They learned from their mistakes. Gets away with murder. Seekers popped instantly, so he overcommits a bit more, overstaying his welcome. Lucia will do the exact same thing with no backup from Garage. Yeah, that's a bit of a miscommunication over there. And once again, you see raw fuel in all these positions where he's literally catching his opponents with knife out.
Lost will shut him down for now. It's a 2 versus 3, and it looks like they want to go for that ultimate play here. That's a little risky considering that they don't really have resources apart from that. And Excali, him being the breach, is going to be able to completely deny that lockdown. Bondef left to wonder what he can do now with the sheriff and a judge. A little bit of utility left on him, which he's not even going to be allowed to use. He runs out in the open. He's left all alone. His teammate's gone off. As Excali does not care about Bondef. He will still kill him though.
Ouch, that was a bit painful to watch.
Yikes. I just I could feel I'm not even Lost and Excali have a very good relationship right now. I mean it so deeply from my heart. Excali loves Lost.
Love sitting on him for sure. Honestly, it's a bit of a concern because Lost is the only one fracking for his team. Everyone else not able to put up as much as they should be. And with this, there's a potential for 10-2 becoming a possibility once again. The Rolling Thunder will hit absolutely nobody, but that doesn't matter. This is just an insurance policy as they roll into the seaside. Bondef coming through the nebula like an absolute Chad. Of course, he's gonna get punished for it, but there was a chance he could have killed raw fuel there. Still, with the 4v4, Galaxy Esports have a chance to come through. Especially now that they've got control of C Long, they can start to pinch. And the only way to win this round for Enigma is if they start picking up fights towards Garage. Or if Antidote does that. That was unexpected, but he clears out the entire backstab all by himself. His teammates pulled off the site. No way Enigma just straight up win it because of aim duels.
I'm gonna give raw fuel. I think somebody needs to make an award for this. Best Lurking Jet Award.
Yeah, and entry fracking at the same time.
Yeah.
Such a versatile player.
I want to count how many first bloods he's had in this map, man, because he's got first bloods by lurking, by the way, which is not that common.
Yeah, that is indeed not that common. And those lurks also, they don't get detected, right? I mean, the lack of... I can't even say the lack of a sentinel. They have the killjoy present, so there's really no way he should be able to sneak into these positions so often. Oh. Disgusting. Well, that's one way to deal with Raw Fuel and his lurks. Just straight up shoot him in the head.
Yep, this time he's put to a stop early on, so it's on to the other members, the initiators, the controller, and the sentinel to make this work as Rexy. Well, he blinds himself, unfortunately, but that's okay.
Yeah, no problem.
They've crawled into the B side. Wait, what?
You should
Why is... Okay, number one, why is there no utility kept on the B side? If there is not, there should be a player there, which is also not happening. And look at Enigma, they don't even care that the B side is theirs. They're going to see.
But they haven't spotted Bondef. Yeah, now they finally do that. Otherwise, Rexy would have been a dead man. Yeah, they avoid disaster, but the retake is still possible. With Lucia coming in from long and having another player right beside him, there are basically no great post-spawn positions available for Enigma. So the crossfires are not that good. Oh, but as soon as I mentioned crossfires,
give him the
takes matters into his own hands. Excali throwing out the flashes to help him push through. But does RV need that? I don't think so.
Well, a 1 versus 3, and guess who's left again in the end? Lost it is, and he's just being absolute okay. Lost is clearly frustrated with the situation that his team is in currently right now. I think Scally will put an end to everything, and he is just going to spam his dead body floating in the air with bullets of classic.
And we thought that Bind was a steamroll.
Well, you know, the one thing I do have to point out though, that is Paddocks and Rossi, right? Paddocks had probably the best game in this series on Icebox because he was top fragger. He absolutely demolished his opponents, and now he's sitting on 1 kill, unfortunately. Yeah. How does that happen in the course of like between 2 maps of like 10 minutes of a difference between them?
And these mess ups on like an individual level are, I guess, the only way Enigma are getting away with such a massive lead. I mean, sure, the utility usage is also superior, but when they're offered individual duels, they still win those. This time, Enigma just walking in. They don't even care that the C site is taken up by the members of Galaxy Esports. They will be comfortable with letting them have the site. And then they go in for the retake. Especially when Rossi is overextending like this. Antirod will be glad to pick him off. Lucia holding the backstab all by himself, but Raw Fuel wins the duel. Now it starts to crumble. Lost has a lot of responsibility on his shoulders. And while he's busy looking towards the long, poor Bondef has to hold off the entire site all by himself. He doesn't even have a line of sight because of the nebula. And now he's gone out over here. Diffuse already coming through. Raw Fuel rushing into knife. And as they try to stick the blades in between his flesh, the turret is probably the only source of firepower he still has. I mean, in any other situation, I would have said that the turret is very annoying to deal with in the pistol rounds, but not when Enigma are looking this confident.
Indeed. Confidence is key, they say, and clearly, well, it's giving Enigma what they need. 12-1. I just love the dynamics that just keep shifting between series like this, where the first team that actually dominates in the first map in such a way, and then the second map they lose in a very surprising manner. And the third map they go right back to their tracks. Yeah. How does this not happen on Icebox?
I mean, it's a roller coaster of a match, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Oh no, Paddocks. Gravity
okay.
And then killed. The round isn't even over, but they don't bother. They just... Yeah, of course, that's gonna happen, for sure. Aftershock, shock darts, dealing utility damage, and this guy's going for the Trailblazer up close and personal, stunning them, but not getting the kill.
Yikes.
Oh my god, I hate to say it, but I kind of felt that Enigma were not taking that fight seriously. Of course they wouldn't, especially when they're confident that RVK can hold on to the site by himself. I mean, he's done the damage. Lucia and Bondev, both of them have a foot in the grave already.
Yeah, they most certainly do. It's just one bullet through a wall or through the Radiant boxes that need to go on to them. And RVK, along with his teammate, Antidote, come in for this retake. Antidote's already taken out one of those people, and now there's 2 more to find. They're slowly covering up every single angle on the side, and they need to be aware that they are towards A-Long. There's 1 nanoswarm being put out to try and secure this round. While Antidote goes up close, sees the shoulder, gets him out. They have no clue that Lost is around the corner, and Lost will secure the round. Yet again, Cribs, look who's alive.
Yeah, he's the last guy alive for his team. Hey, but I kinda have to point out he had to bait his teammate over there to win
Yeah,
the
to
round.
win. Yeah, he had to.
I
that was
really
his
thought
win.
that the moment Antidote got that first frag, Lost would immediately swing out and try to get the trade. But no, he waited. And waited. Kinda ended up working out for him, but I'm not completely in favor of that move. Either way, as long as they're alive, it's fine. This was a round that wasn't supposed to be theirs anyway. And they have a very long mountain to climb. Slippery one as well.
Fuel. Well, he will be healed. He's got his knives pretty early on into the second half. He's looking to make the best use of him. Players are a little too close. There's a flash. Raw Fuel does not connect anything, but Rexy will get a kill instead. That was a good flash and peek kill that came out, but only good for one. Oh, Rexy. What? Rexy, he gets one. Excali doubles up.
At this point, this guy is turning into somewhat like King Arthur with the Excalibur, holding off an entire army by himself while being relatively unarmed. Antidote delivers a final nail in the coffin. A thrifty win to finish off this series. And Enigma prove why they are the superior team.
Classics. Crips, these were just plain classics they won with. And a Sheriff. Rafuel didn't even get a kill with his knives. It was just Excali and Rexy winning the round with a couple of classic bullets, which, by the way, has been so-called nerfed.
Quote unquote nerfed.
Quote unquote, exactly. What a game. Another 13-2 victory for this team right here. And wow, just the way, of course, you had to finish it off with a thrifty in style. That's
Yeah.
like, that's the extra salt on the wound that they've already put salt upon. Chili powder, whatever the hell they want. Enigma's done it all. And yeah, well, they secure the series 2-1.
I have to admit though that the breach pick ended up paying off so many dividends over here, and this is such a fresh take on Haven that we've seen from the side of Enigma Gaming. Let's take a look at the highlights, and we'll point out some of the instances where we thought Excali was a brilliant breach. And while we have seen Excali play a lot as Arena and as a Jet recently, the initiator role hasn't really been something that he has fully accepted up until now. We'll start with the first half, where Enigma Gaming were just simply not offering Galaxy Esports any chance to make their defaults work. Like, Galaxy Esports had the rotations right. They were able to predict when Enigma would be hitting the site, and more often than not, there were several defenders ready to stop the pushes. But did the numbers help them? Not at all. And when Galaxy Esports were like, yeah, holding the sites is not working out for us, Galaxy Esports said that they'll start pushing out. And let's be honest, even that didn't pay off all that many dividends to them. There were so many instances where we saw Galaxy Esports push out of mid with no utility. And as a result, Rossi kept on dying. Paradox kept on dying. Paradox literally had one kill throughout the entire game, whereas he was the one carrying his team in the previous map. Lost, left alive more often than not. Got several kills as he tried to deny the spike plants with his utility, playing Sova to perfection. But alone, he can't do all that much.
Oh, man. Galaxy Esports, as good as they were on Icebox, as much of the utility that they used, they were just outdone by the amount of utility that this time Enigma had in place for them, because the double duelist setup, as good as it is, in certain maps, which allows you to have that extra firepower, this game is all about having utility, man. And if you have a Breach, Astra, Killjoy, and Sky on the same team, I mean, it's either a city of being blind or a city of being pulled into a gravity well, being stunned, completely being shredded by a nano swarm, and Raw Fuel being, the one man who's supposed to play on his aim, was absolutely decimating them with his aim. And of course, lurking around as a jet, because that's what jets do, right?
Yeah, quote unquote, that's what Jets do. If you really want to sum up the entire series, you can take a look at this very clip where they got just one frag. Round isn't even over. This opponents right on the other side of the nebula, but they're just busy shooting the dead bodies and rubbing salt into their wounds. And of course, there were some rounds where Lost kind of baited his teammates. Of course, he was able to win the round because of it, but that kind of tells you all you need to know about Galaxy Esports, right? They play on the basis of contact and swinging, but never on the basis of utility usage.
Yeah,
So they can exploit the timing well, but not as well as Rexy. This
indeed.
last round from Rexy was absolutely spectacular. He followed up after whatever raw fuel failed to do. He even killed the people coming in from A shot, even though that was not supposed to be his responsibility. That was the responsibility of RVK and Antidote, but he handled all that area by himself, both the entrances. And by the time Antidote came around, half the job was already done.
Indeed. And look at this. It's like, it's like one of those heart rate simulators that you see that goes up and down and then back up to normal. It, well, Enigma Gaming, they did give us a little bit of a roller coaster ride. They finished 2 maps off as 13-2. That's not something that you see every day, but you would have expected them to do it in the first 2 maps itself. Hence,
Mhm.
we do have the first loss for Enigma Gaming in this series, and well, in the entire TC Gauntlet Season 4 as well. Nevertheless, they are going to be going up the table, and so are Galaxy by 1 point at the very least. So they do have a difference between themselves and the team that's below them right now. That is, I believe, to be Exili Esports. Let's have a look at the group standings in just about a bit and have an understanding of where exactly we can expect these teams to end up towards the end of the season. And there it is. Enigma Gaming straight on top. No losses, that's for sure. As Galaxy move up by just an inch. And they will have a 1 point difference. But this is a little scary for them. Because if Exili win their next match, then Galaxy and Exili will exchange positions. And because Exili right now have 1 game in hand, Galaxy just need to hope that Exili don't win.
Well, that's a bet that we will probably see in the future. It hinges on them, their spot in the playoffs. Either way, we are not done for the day yet, ladies and gentlemen. We have
Mhm.
yet another match coming up next, and like you said, Universe Exili Esports are gonna be playing in it. They're going up against Team Arrow. And while Team Arrow are reeling towards the bottom of the score table, Exili Esports is a team that can't get too comfortable, even if Team Arrow is not doing as well as them. Of course, there's a lot at stake, especially for Galaxy Esports over here. So this day will determine what the rest of the league stage looks like for them.
Yeah, it most certainly does. I think Sealy are right now, at least in terms of wins and their recent form, in a better position than Team Arrow, because Team Arrow yesterday as well lost a match and they're back again today with a little bit of, hopefully a little bit of a little bit of a refreshed mind. But hey, that's the end of the 4 p.m. game, ladies and gentlemen. That is all we had for now. Enigma take the series in a convincing manner, which, well, it could have gone a little up and down at times, but hey, it was all about entertainment. Excali and Lost are going to have a little bit of a brotherly love later on. But that's all we have for now for you. Thank you for joining us. Hope you enjoyed watching. Do go ahead and check out the description down below for the offers that the sponsors have for you, Intel, Crucial, as well as the apparel from 656. Don't forget, the gaming value is best delivered to the gaming experience from Intel. And don't forget to use the hashtag GameWithIntel. We will see you all in just a couple of minutes as the next game starts at 8 p.m. We will be back with the LG Ultragear presents TC Gauntlet Season 4.
From the legends of memory and storage, Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products, precision engineered for speed and stability. Crucial Ballistics.
Hey guys, this is Raka and welcome to the Streamer Reviews, where gaming streamers gonna review the best new gaming laptops in the market. And today we are looking at the Intel powered Asus ROG Zephyrus S17, a laptop which stands for its amazing multitasking capabilities. As a streamer, I need my system to stream, game, record all at the same time. Having tested it, I'm quite thrilled that this laptop can actually handle it. And if you're wondering how, it is all thanks to the 11th gen Intel Core i9 processor, which gives your laptop a desktop caliber performance. With 8 cores, 16 threads and Intel Turbo Boost Max technology 3.0, it is capable of running several tasks without worrying about bottlenecks. So multitasking also leads to some heating issues, but luckily the S17 has its active aerodynamic system plus, which improves the airflow and enables long hours of streaming while keeping it cool. While choosing for a laptop, I also look for fast connectivity options for my accessories such as Stream Deck and capture card. But thankfully, the S70's Intel Thunderbolt 4 is very sorted in this regard. This one port lets me connect to all my accessories easily thanks to its blazing fast bandwidth speed up to 40 Gbps. Overall, I think the Asus Zephyrus S17 is a great laptop for streamers, gamers, or anyone with the similar needs. So what are you waiting for? Bring yours home today.